To maximize their time, the miners split up. They head into town to do some recon and gear up for the trip to the red zone.
There's never been a gold rush here in Greenland, and that's the entire reason that we are here.
With only days to spare in Nuuk, every miner, every dollar, every minute must serve their ultimate goal, bringing the rubies home. Once a sleepy fishing village, Nuuk has become the epicenter of a global mining boom. Signs of industry, construction are everywhere. Exploration investments have skyrocketed from $4 million to $95 million a year in the last decade. Greenland is changing before their eyes. But more money means more competition.
They're expanding around here. It's like a boom town. I mean, there's talks of another airport being put in. This place is ready to blow up.
Yeah, there's a lot of influx of foreign countries coming in, foreign mining concerns. It's happening as we speak.
There's other companies that are breathing down our necks.
There's another crane. They're all over the place.
Everywhere you look, cranes.
This is literally a race, and we could lose the race.
Hey, guys, we got to get moving here. You just lose track of time with the sun up all the time.
We don't have millions of dollars to play around with for years and years and years. We've spent what we've got. We've spent what we've raised. We need to take that money and turn that back into a profit.
As the miners explore the heart of Nuuk, they realize that finances aren't their only problems.
So much more people in there. We're not a secret anymore. We're known for what we found last year, these rubies. So it kind of scares you a little bit. We got to get to this claim and we got to prove it out. If not, someone else is going to take it right out from under our noses.
Eric and his team are the only people who can legally mine the red zone. But that won't stop claim jumpers, opportunists who have no regard for the law.
I noticed people watching us. They're collectors and gem people that will jump our claim after we're gone. It's a big concern. It makes me a little paranoid.
Word travels fast in Nuuk. The team needs to find out who else knows about their ruby claim.
Malik. Right here, man. How are you doing?
They meet up with a trusted local contact from last year, Malik.
Hey, Malik, how have you been?
Good.
Good.
How was your day?
Good. Very good.
A fixer who has his ear to the ground.
Yeah.
And his finger on the pulse of the mining industry.
So what's changed, Malik, since we've been here?
There's a big focus on mineral exploration. There's a lot of companies starting to establish themselves here. Things are developing so fast.
There's a lot more activity going on in Nuuk.
It seems like everybody knows we're here, and they're all kind of eyeing us when we're walking around.
People are curious.
Malik's been working in the mining industry here in Greenland for the last 10 years, and he's sort of our eyes and our ears while we're not here.
Well, since you've been here last year, of course, everybody's been asking, oh, who are they, or what are they doing? And a few people got to know, oh, they're looking for rubies, and then after a little while, everybody kind of knows.
Malik, do you think that they know exactly where we're going?
Yes, I'm sure. Yeah,
That's
basically.
not good for us at all, because that information gets into the wrong hands, into big business, other mining companies, and they come out here, they'll swoop right in. We're small. They'll bully us right out of the field.
The problem with rubies is a very small amount. If they're perfect quality, can be worth way more than gold, way more than diamonds, way more than anything else.
And if somebody puts those in their pocket before we get to them, we're done in Greenland.
I guarantee you other mining companies right now are looking at where we're going. They may have even been there.
We've got to keep our information under our hats. I mean, it could mean the difference between success and failure for us, period. Our riches are sitting on top of that mountain, exposed for anybody to take.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why we're spending time sitting here at the bar. We should be out there getting stuff done right now.
Just one piece of advice, just don't trust anybody.
I'm basically just here looking for any kind of inside information, you know, about some of the local prospectors. It just takes a lot of legwork to find them. Is Christian in? I'm John. Keeld sent me. I found out about Christian through a friend of mine that I met last year. Do you know where to find Ruby?
I know nothing.
Do you know people who find rubies down south?
Fiskeneset.
Fiskeneset?
Yep.
Fiskeneset is a small fishing village of 235 people, located dangerously close to the ruby deposit, which they call the Red Zone.
Everybody knows about the ruby deposit. That worries me. Takus?
Takus.
We could have people who really don't care if we've got a license up there. They could just go up there anytime they want. They could be there right now.
Every day in Nuuk is another day closer to winter, and another day wondering if someone has beat them to the rubies. Time is of the essence, so the team needs to focus on getting out of Nuuk. The next step is making sure that all their equipment has survived the 3,000-mile trek from the U.S.
This year, we're bringing in the big guns because it's time to get off the pot.
Here's your specialty equipment right here. This season we have a definite target, and we're going in there with bigger and better equipment to extract more material. We have some machines that can help us core, that can help us take channel samples. That's huge. The real thing that I'm looking for is how many rubies are in the samples. I mean, what is this deposit worth?
The Red Zone lies in one of the most isolated places on Earth. And the machines they brought to extract the rubies from the rock are the miners' most important weapons this year.
Guys, make sure you check your invoices if we're missing anything that can screw up our entire season.
The Feldman brothers, who run a family mining operation in Arizona, took charge of wrangling the machinery needed to extract rubies from the Red Zone.
The last 2 months before we got to Greenland was very intense preparation. Here's the motor. Josh and I, we took the lead on it because we are making a stand here.
Yeah. This may need to be repackaged. I don't know how we're going to get it there. That's your drill, America?
Yeah, this is cute. This is what Dad got me when I was 3.
The miners are well into their journey to the Red Zone, and the closer they get to the ruby deposit, the more they realize the gravity of their situation.
This is real, and it sinks in as soon as you see this place. You cannot rest, you cannot lay back, not around here.
Greenland may have forced them out last year, but this time they're prepared and ready to face the beast once again.
Oh, man.
Welcome to the next 2 months of your life.
Yep.
Greenland is a place that a man can come to and be almost unbridled. He can go seek his own fortune. If you can get here, and if you can get into those mountains, it's yours. There's nowhere else left in the world like that. Nowhere.
Greenland's siren call promises untapped wealth beneath the ice. But the reality of their mission can't be ignored. It's a massive undertaking.
That's a long ways. Look at this, all the way down. Still going, still going, still going.
So about here.
Still going, off the map, and then we gotta go all the way to here. 5 or 6 lifetimes and we'll be able to explore all of this country on this map.
Greenland is extreme. It's the new frontier. It's untapped. For me, it boils my blood. It's like, are you kidding me? I can go somewhere where somebody hasn't discovered something?
That's a long ways.
Yeah, you forget that's even a long way.
Yeah, so that shows you what we're doing compared to last season. It's a lot. Right now, I'm feeling extremely excited. This is sort of the culmination of all the research I've done in the off season. And at the same time, there's a little bit of trepidation there. There's a little bit of concern. Are my interpretations right? Are they correct? I don't know. But I'm extremely eager to get out there and find out.
It's almost a chopper ride everywhere you go.
Pretty much.
The Red Zone is so remote that the team had no choice but to arrange for helicopters to fly down from Nuuk and sling their equipment from the supply boat to base camp. At $6,000 a trip and on such a tight budget, one mistake could be catastrophic.
Our world is getting bigger and we've had to scale everything up as a result.
We do not have a lot of flexibility. We're running a very tight margin here, and that's a little scary to me. once you get out here in the middle of the mountains. There's nobody to call, there's no extra time, there's no extra money, there's no nothing. It either gets done the way it was planned, or it doesn't happen at all.
Greenland is like, go big or go home.
Seriously.
We got 2 bogeys.
So we see these 2 boats coming, and we don't know whether they're following us. We're kind of skeptical. Are they coming from our claim? We don't know.
I see reindeer right on the front of the boat.
We got a reindeer?
Yep. Maybe we can get a reindeer
Yeah, we need to buy one from them. Nuuk didn't have any reindeer when we left. It's the 2nd day of hunting season. This guy was on his way back to sell this reindeer that he just caught. So I told the captain, turn around. We need to go see if these guys want to maybe sell us some reindeer.
Would you have a reindeer for sale?
Reindeer?
Could we buy one?
Can we buy one?
How do you say reindeer in Greenlandic? What is this? Tuk-tuk.
In Greenland, summers are short, and the entire country of 58,000 people hunts reindeer for just 2 months in preparation for the long, brutal winter. This might be the miners' last chance to purchase the red meat they'll need to survive the wild.
Look at this here, man. This is where it gets hairy here. Look at this right here. Look at
The
that.
rock sticking out right. I hope he turns left right here a little
Kidding me
bit.
right now?
Oh my God. Jeez. This is tight.
It just keeps getting more and more narrow.
Look at this here. Look at that.
The rocks are like right on either side of the boat.
Can we fit here?
This is a trip.
The boat's just been doing this all through all these rocks, weaving in and out of the rocks.
Yeah, I was telling them, it's like right now we're at the point now, honestly, where we're just relying on technology and what's on the screen, because he can't see that's under the water. It's the truth.
There's nothing promised here. You're gonna have to work for it. Every step of the way, it's blood, sweat, and tears.
There's absolutely no reason for anybody on the planet to ever come here unless they know what we know right now. We're traveling out further and further from civilization into a place where I know there's no cell service, no internet, no communication with the outside world. And if anything goes wrong, no one's there to help us.
One thing I'm worried about is the further that we get up the fjord, the more icebergs we're going to see.
That could be, yeah. Again, if they're sizable icebergs, he'll pick them up on the radar.
Fog up there? It was clear 5 minutes ago.
Fog and icebergs don't mix. Oh yeah, I can feel it getting cold right now.
Things go from so easy, no problem, to this kind of weather in an instant.
Holy
It's going to cost us some time, Josh.
Yeah, it is.
Woo! We just hit this wall, this absolute wall of fog. And all you see is right where we are and nothing else around you. So now we know where we are, but we don't know where we're going. Once again, Greenland is testing us to make sure that we're worth it.
This could put us behind hours.
Yeah, it could. Hopefully we'll come out of it. We could be in this for days.
Yeah, into the darkness. We entered the fog, and I gotta admit, it was eerie. We may never get to base camp tonight. Can't see. If he can't see going through that strait, that is a problem.
Did we just lose navigation?
We don't even know the road.
The captain lost all of his maps, all of his GPS, all of his electronics went down. We were blind on the water.
It just got real.
Oh, this is great. So he's in the fog, he has no maps, no idea where he's at, and you could tell the captain was very nervous. And when the captain's nervous, Josh is nervous.
He knows what he's doing, right?
I mean, I think that's land over there, but I'm not quite sure.
I have no idea where we're going. I don't know which way is north, south, east, or west right now. I can't see land. I can't see any other boats.
We're on our own.
It's all over. Money's gone. We're gone.
I want to make sure we have base camp secure because this is the closest possible help that we have when we're up at that red zone. And I want to make sure that all of our tools and all of our gear that we left down here doesn't blow away in a windstorm.
Geology, you're dealing with nature. You're dealing with the elements. You're dealing with the terrain. Part of the challenge for me is getting all this gear together. You know, once we're up at the red zone, that's up at about 3,000 feet. And if I forget something, I'm screwed. Because if I'm up at the red zone, I don't have a second chance to come back here. When we get to the red zone, I'm going to need to survey the ruby deposit. I've got field reports, all the different areas. I've got maps. You know, I'm the one who has to tell people where to sample and where to go. If you don't have maps in Greenland, you're done.
So, Chad, where do you need the dredge drop tomorrow?
About a half mile upriver.
Have you been on the ground there? Did you happen to punch the coordinates in on your GPS where that dredge is going?
Not exactly, but we'll get those.
I thought he had his dredge thing figured out. He was gonna be okay. He had some spots around here that he was gonna dredge. Chad should have had that done a couple days ago. I don't know what he's thinking. I don't know where his head's at.
We're heading upriver about half a mile to the east to mark the landing zone and drop zone for the dredge. It cuts back behind us just a little bit to a drainage that's coming off the mountains right behind us.
Day 7. Before the chopper arrives, the miners will raise the company flag.
Should we ask for some help?
Yeah, it's kind of symbolic, so I think everybody should have a hand on it.
Yeah, for sure. Tradition. Very good.
You got the flag, Josh?
Gentlemen, I took good care of it all year long.
Nice.
Right.
And we're
Excellent.
back.
Nice.
I didn't sleep very well last night because it's just really exciting. Maybe next year we can add a little ruby right here.
Yeah, there you go.
Last year, these men were prospectors and found a ruby deposit. Now they are miners who have returned to take their rubies home.
You guys, I got a Greenlandic flag to put above our flag. It's respectful of the country that we're in.
It's a great idea.
Perfect.
Ian.
Great.
I like it.
I wish I was going up to the red zone. I understand the reason for picking out the particular team. Everybody's got a job to do, and we got to do it as best we can.
This right here is the start. This
Our future.
solidifies us, the 7 of us as a family.
Here we go, guys.
Push it up,
There it goes.
swing it up.
John, man, nailing in.
Hold on to it, fellas.
There it
Turn
is.
down, Johnny. Flying again.
There it is, boys. High five.
The helicopter will make 3 trips today, and every minute it's in the air costs the miners thousands of dollars. First, it will carry the equipment crate to the red zone. Next, it will drop off the dredge upriver. Finally, it will take the 4-man team to the red zone. There's no room for error.
Did you check the list again?
Check the list. The good news is this is the last of it.
I know. You're gonna be shocked when you get up there. You're gonna be absolutely shocked.
I'm so excited to get up there in Mexico. You can't believe it's been a year in the making.
A year, and it's all come down to today. How great is it to go to work and work with rubies every day? You can't explain what it's like up there. I've built it into this mystical place. I'm not even sure. There may be unicorns up there. I don't remember.
Soon we're about to take a helicopter up to the red zone. I don't know if we have too much stuff that he can't take everything. The weather could close in the middle of our trip and maybe we only get one of our slings up to the top. I don't know.
There's going to be so much action today, it's going to be sick. I think I hear something.
There it is.
Let's go. We gotta go.
Bam!
There it is. There.
It's go time, boys.
With fog rolling in, The flight window is closing fast.
What's up?
We're running out of time. The helicopter's about an hour late from when we planned, so we're gonna do the dredge last. And can I just get you to handle that, moving the dredge up there?
Chad's not gonna be happy about that. I mean, it sounds like you're telling me we may not get that dredge up there.
Well, we're just saving it for last, just in case.
Well, if weather comes in, this helicopter's gotta leave. That dredge doesn't get moved. We're running way behind on our schedule with this helicopter. Now we got weather coming in, so we gotta make sure that those guys in the red zone get all their equipment and supplies up the hill. That means the dredge goes last, if at all.
It's gotta go today.
It's minute-by-minute decisions. You don't know if the weather's gonna come in. If we don't get it moved today, it doesn't get moved.
If that doesn't get on the sling, the helicopter doesn't take it, that's 400 pounds. We're dragging a quarter mile down to the river, and then we're gonna drag it half mile up the river. Is that something you wanna do? For me, the dredge is a vital component. If it's just gonna sit here, I might as well just get out of town at this point. There's no reason for me to be here. I'm not gonna put up with it. I'm over it.
We have no choice. It is what it is. It's just where we're at right now.
Get it hooked up, make it happen. This is what we've been planning for all winter. We gotta figure out how we're gonna make all this work out, or we're done.
The flight to the red zone is 20 minutes each way. Eric, Jesse, Gator, and Americo will take the next trip. And then they'll find out if a ruby jackpot is waiting for them, or if Greenland wins again.
I'm hoping first off for the fog to lift. Secondly, after he gets here, that we can get in the air. And then when we're in the air, I hope we can land safe.
Where we are here right now at our base camp is one of the most remote locations on Earth. But where we're going up into that mountain is complete isolation. That helicopter brings us up there, drops us off, flies away. That's it. Everything better go perfectly.
Here he comes.
Oh, holy cow.
Finally.
Here's our ride to the rubies, gentlemen.
We've been visualizing this for a year, and it's finally here.
Oh, man, I know, Jesse. I know. Everybody got their gear?
Let's get it.
You guys ready?
Get your gear.
We're going here.
Deal.
Let's go. Ready, Americo?
This is what it's all about right here.
Let's go. Jesse?
Let's do it. This helicopter is going to lead us to the promised land.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. It's a big deal for us. These 10 days are really why we're here.
All right, we gotta go, guys.
All right,
we gotta get in the air.
All right, Josh.
Come on, man.
Get it done, fellas.
You're dead, huh?
Later, Josh.
All right, I'm
I'll
glad you're
miss you.
going.
See you later, buddy.
Miracle.
Take care. Be careful in that water.
Take care.
John, find
Good luck.
You guys go do your job. We're going to do our job.
If the boat hits one of the icebergs hidden in the fog, it could sink in a matter of minutes. And in 33-degree water, the miners would freeze to death just as fast.
The navigation systems went down, and that's just a reminder of all these machines that we're relying on. They can break at any moment, and we're done.
I'm looking for icebergs, rocks, land. It's a little eerie to be out here this time of day, this thick fog, and I can't see anything.
The fog might not lift for days. And with only 2 months to prospect and extract the rubies, every delay could cost them thousands of dollars.
It's awful quiet in this cabin now. We're floating around here with icebergs and fog and no navigation. Fantastic.
It's not good.
I don't know what we're gonna do now.
In Greenland, the unpredictable weather can sometimes be an ally. The fog retreats, but now the miners might be miles off course.
Now it's fear of, are we gonna find the right fjord to turn up? It's still big country. We don't exactly know which turn we need to make. If we make the wrong turn, we may never get to base camp.
Once again, it's another way that Greenland lets you know that she's in charge. She can end this whole project before we even get started.
That's on.
Once the satellite navigation comes back online, the miners are finally on track to reach base camp.
Yeah, baby! Woo! That's where we're going, guys. Nice!
Look at it.
It's so good just to see the rocks again.
Yeah, and the sun and the blue sky.
You have to stop and take a minute and look where you're at. We're in some of the most beautiful country on the face of the planet.
Wow, check that out.
Look at it shooting out of there.
So beautiful. You get lost and mesmerized, but you have to always be aware. You're out here, you can't get caught up in the beauty because this place can take you down.
So when we round this bend, we're gonna get to see our base camp for the very first time.
Here we go, guys. Here we go.
The ice cap.
Look at that.
Holy cow! Woo! The ice cap, Jesse!
This is the final leg of thousands of miles.
Yeah. That's where our rubies are located.
Oh, man. I feel like warriors heading off into battle, standing on the front of this as we're just driving right towards it.
Since they discovered rubies last year,
Rubies!
the miners have poured their hearts and souls into coming back here again.
Finally, we got some machines to work with.
Yes, we have to cut and penetrate and core that. We have a big job ahead of us. We can't fail.
The miners' claim encompasses both the red zone, the remote treacherous ridge where they discovered rubies, and the freshwater basin below it, where they will set up base camp.
This is just the beginning. We got a hell of a lot of work in front of us, guys.
You got the miner shack ready to go? You know how you're putting it together?
Yeah.
You got it? Because that's got to go.
There's going to be a little improvisation, but it'll go together real fast.
The miner shack is important because that's our central hub. That's where we come together. That's where we discuss things.
Master Carpenter John will spearhead construction of the headquarters of their operation for the next 2 months.
When we got better tools to build the shack that's here, it's going to go a lot faster. Do not double up on the brackets. We can always add them later.
Who's the genius that put John in charge?
John put John in charge.
John is very ambitious. This year, we need to see if John's really here for the team or if he's here for himself.
We're putting our faith into you on the miner shack.
I won't fail you.
Today, John faces a crucial test. Not only does he have to build the miner's shack, he has to prove that he can be a team player.
Make sure we got everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
We're going to build a miner shack, and it looks like we've got pretty much all the material that we need. So if we can just get some people out of their tents, we can start working. I'm a little peeved right now. I was up 2 hours ago, and some of these guys are a little slow to get up. I think the shack is really important, and I don't know if they're really taking it as seriously as I want them to. I'm sitting here waiting.
Let's go see what John's got planned for us today.
Well, let's get this started. Are we all here?
Oh, God, give me strength, please. I can't deal with it.
First thing I want to talk about here is start time. I mean, I know that we all got in really late last night, but, you know, when I started in this business, if I would have showed up on the job site at frickin' 8:45, I wouldn't be in the business, all right? I'd be fired. I would have lasted 1 day, all right?
This is not a job site in Colorado. John needs to calm down, or we're gonna have to calm him down. John, you're not at home.
John was given the responsibility and the task to design the miner shack and actually get it built.
I know everyone was tired, but me and Eric got up at 6 o'clock.
I have to agree with John.
Congratulations.
Did anybody set his time schedule to wake up?
No.
Did anybody get that email?
No, I didn't get that
All
email.
right, we'll set that right now then.
All right, let's do
Right?
that then.
Yeah, we'll start an hour and 3/4 ago.
I thought to myself, are you kidding me? John, are you kidding me?
It's nice right now, but the weather could turn any minute. We need to have that shack up so we can secure our things
Well, let's
that
go
need to
get it
stay
built.
dry.
Let's
Let's
get
go
it built.
get it built.
All right. I'm gonna crack the whip a little hard on those guys and, you know, just make them do a little bit more work.
The miner's shack will be the team's only protected structure while they are at the red zone, so it must be completed before the helicopter arrives, and the weight is all on John's shoulders.
Ow! Perfect timing.
Sorry, John.
Watch out.
Coming at you.
There's only gonna be so much room in here, and if we get like 7 guys in here, we're just gonna be crashing into each other all day.
So then the 3 of us will take off. We'll do some exploring.
That sounds fine.
So let's go.
Hey, read the shirt. My t-shirt says, teamwork is a lot of people doing what I say.
We need to split off. A group needs to start exploring here. That's why we're here.
Eric, Josh, and Jesse will search for a path from base camp to the red zone.
That's way too high, I can tell. Level don't lie. Bubble lies on the high side. Gator, one thing I was thinking is to bring this up 1 3/4 inches at a time.
I'm telling you, that's too high.
Level doesn't lie, man. Okay, here's how you check a level. You look at where the bubble is. You spin it around, you look at where the bubble is.
This is saying it's too high now, so that might need to come up.
This is our fixed corner.
John, please don't talk to me like I'm a little kid. You're taking this too far, okay?
Well,
You're taking it too far. Slow down. I've built plenty of buildings. You built plenty of cabinets. I understand that. We don't need to establish that anymore. Just slow down.
I framed for 10 years, Gator.
John, okay. It's not a contest. Getting him toned down is seemingly impossible, and it wears on you. And pretty soon, it's like every time you hear his voice, it's just like, oh my God.
5 miles away, up in the red zone, Eric has completed his calculations, and the miners can finally do what they do best. The team has to extract samples from the rock, so Eric can determine how many rubies are in the deposit. This is the first step in determining its value.
We're going to take out 2-inch thick channel samples, we're calling them, by 4 inches deep. We're going to pull out brick-sized chunks of ruby-bearing material that we can crush. I can weigh them, then I can weigh the rubies, and ultimately, with all this information, I can determine how much is in that.
What do you got there, Eric?
Well, I've marked out the location here of where we're going to cut our first channel cut. And Gator, you're going to use your demo saw to do this?
Yeah.
Gator will be the first to extract a bulk sample with his channel saw, cutting wide, thin sections that show the average number and grade of rubies in that specific area. The second tool is the core drill, which takes precise samples from deep in the ground. The third machine is the diamond-bladed rock saw, which cuts bricks of the toughest rocks.
Feels good to be going here, finally.
Finally, we get going.
Right?
This marks a momentous occasion.
Yeah.
This is a big deal.
All that planning comes down to this day right now. It's,
All right, let's get started, man.
Let's go.
Extracting a channel sample was harder than Gator thought, but his final cuts will reveal the first clue to what actually lies beneath the surface.
Done deal?
Done deal.
Awesome.
Yeah, grab Eric and we'll wait for him. See how he wants us to extract these without breaking them.
Can't wait to do it.
I know. Everyone's on pins and needles right now, waiting for this first flip. How devastating would it be if we cut right under this and the first inch was rubies and there wasn't a lick of anything under there?
I noticed it went kind of quiet up here.
Eric, we wouldn't dare try to get this out by ourselves.
Oh my God.
Look at that.
Fantastic. Nice. Before we do any pulling out, I have to mark them so we can tell exactly where they came from.
God, this is so beautiful. Look at this.
Eric has to know the precise location of every sample they take, so when he analyzes the data later, he knows where each kind of ruby was found. If the information gathering is haphazard, their time here will be wasted.
This is CC1. I've labeled it. That's channel cut 1. So no matter how these come out, I will be able to tell where they came from, basically.
Perfect.
And that way I can tell what's happening with the rubies. Are they getting bigger when we go this way? Are they getting bigger when they go this way and this way? So that's the whole
Excellent.
purpose
Helps
of
tell the
this.
story of the deposit.
Yeah.
You ready to pop this thing?
Pop them out, yeah. We could do 2 or 3 chisels on one side.
We've been waiting a long time to do this.
That's pretty tight.
Correct? Oh, yeah. You got it. You got it. You got it.
There it goes.
All right.
Oh,
Let's
it's
see it.
free.
Yeah!
All right. Oh, look at that.
Put one in the other side,
One
too.
on each side.
I want a hand in there.
Let's go to
Get it
first
out.
piece.
Get it out. Get it out.
Oh, my Jimmy Deans can't get around it.
Oh, look at that.
Beauty. Look at them all in there.
Anybody got ruby fever right now?
Oh, yeah.
I've had it.
I'm done. I'm finished.
Oh, look at all those rubies.
Get the water on it.
This channel sample will finally expose the deposit. Do the rubies run deep into the rock or simply glimmer on its surface? It could be the difference between hitting it big and going home early.
Come on, baby. See them rubies pop.
Look at all those rubies in there.
Look at them all in there.
It ain't just on the surface, boys. It goes down deep.
Nope, it keeps going.
And this is, look at them all right in here. This is the very bottom of the deposit.
Yeah, and they're getting
Right in there. Looks like they're even increasing.
Look at that. In a 1-inch diameter circle, how many do you think is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
So 10 squared is 100 rubies per cubic inch.
Yeah. Awesome. It's a thing of beauty.
With a successful channel sample in the bag, now it's Jesse's turn to carve out brick samples with the rock chainsaw.
Here's the toolkit.
You ready, Jess?
Ready.
Gurgle, gurgle, gurgle. That's the air coming out.
The rock chainsaw cuts horizontally as well as vertically, producing a thicker sample in areas where Eric believes there may be big rubies.
The rock chainsaw, it is a little more versatile. He can do horizontal cutting. It can go real deep. It can do plunge cuts. So in areas where it's difficult for my saw to do horizontal slope, Jesse would be doing the rock chainsaw.
Looks like you're just about there.
We're good. Everything has been going so great. It's like something's looming out there. I don't know when that's gonna hit, but I hope it never hits, but you just have that feeling in your gut that this is going way too good. All right, let's give this to Eric, and let's move on to the next project.
All right, let's go.
Oh, there you are, Eric. He's right here when the rubies come out.
It came out like this, Eric.
Okay. I'm happy with the rock chainsaw. The diamond blade gives a real nice, fine, smooth surface. Perfect samples.
All right, I'm gonna head over and get started. Let's rinse this off. Throw water on this. Just dump it in there and see what we got.
To keep the drill's engine from overheating, water is poured in the hole to cool it down and provide lubrication for the drill shaft. The team can't afford to lose one of their most important tools in the field.
Once I get down and we get a little stationary, it'll get better.
We have a nice puddle of water in there, too.
Yeah, I'm gonna get started again.
I'm smelling motor.
The engine is already overheating, but the team desperately needs the core samples. Without them, they have no idea how deep or rich the ruby deposit is.
This motor is not gonna last. It's gonna burn out.
You don't think so? You think so?
No, yeah, it's not strong enough. That's what that is. That motor keeps...
Are you
I'm not even pushing down
not
on
even
it.
pushing down?
Is Steve stopping?
Yeah, it's stopping on its own.
Americo, even if we can get 4 inches or something like that, still helps me.
This machine is just, it's too small. I came up with a game plan before we came out here. Unfortunately, I was talked out of it. I think that, yes, maybe me being the newbie, maybe they tried to strong arm me out and say, hey, we don't need this. This is what we need. And for some stupid reason, I allowed it to happen. I knew this was gonna happen. I knew this was too small of a machine. That was piss poor planning.
The team overruled Americo and invested heavily in the dredge rather than upgrading the core drill. With the quarter-ton dredge finally in place,
Hey, John? Yeah? Here in a minute, we're gonna get together and talk about what we're gonna do today.
Okay.
Josh rallies the troops to make history.
As far as I know, it's the first time anybody's ever dredged for rubies in Greenland. And to think that you're probably the first at something, that's a rare thing to do in the 21st century. You ready, John?
Just got to get a couple of items together.
Okay, grab it and then we'll get going.
Quit talking to me until I get together, and I'll have together. You think I'm relaxing? Josh seems to be of the opinion that he has power over everything, and I don't really agree with that. It's definitely frustrating.
We need to get a lot done today.
Anytime that machine is running, we've got to push as much through it as we can.
Well, now's when that dredge pays for itself.
Absolutely.
So every pound that goes through that machine, we're starting to get at least some return. It's telling us what's coming out of these mountains and if there's other ruby deposits that are on our permit.
Yep.
So that's why this dredge is important to me. I'm looking forward to the fact that you're finally going to be able to do what you're good at. So let's get down there, let's get moving.
We're the first company to bring a dredge into Greenland. I'm the first person underwater, and we've got the first team here dredging, and that's an incredible feeling.
While the Red Zone team struggles to make progress in the impenetrable fog. 4.5 miles down the mountain, Josh, Chad, and John prepare to dredge the lower river.
Oh yeah, I see the dredge now.
It's gonna be exciting.
A lot of work.
It's gonna be real exciting. I'm psyched.
Well, let's get this frickin' thing in the water, come on.
Yeah.
The rubies could be flowing down from the Red Zone and collecting in the basin. Chad has surveyed the lower river, and this is where he believes they will find the gems. His dredge is the most important and expensive tool in the team's arsenal, and it must produce to pay for the steep cost of getting to the Red Zone.
If you'd have told me 2 years ago that I'd be here dredging, no, I wouldn't believe it. I'm really, really excited.
Nice. First pull. Keep going. Come on. There it goes. Look at our way down. Looking good, gentlemen. Looking good.
We had a custom dredge designed to capture rubies, sapphires, diamonds, any nice little gemstones that we may come across here.
Yeah, that's what I like.
The dredge is firing on all cylinders. The machine sucks up sediment and shoots it down the sluice. The heaviest material will fall to the bottom, and the miners hope that it's ruby.
Yeah. As far as I know, it's the first time anybody's ever dredged for rubies in Greenland.
We're dredging in Greenland! Now we're getting some action.
Chad and John operate the dredge, which sucks up sediment and rocks from the riverbed and separates out the heaviest materials.
Go, go! Come on, show me you're working.
Then, Josh sifts the material again to isolate any valuable stones and minerals.
Well, we got some pink stones in this pan. Sapphire, ruby, maybe garnet. That's a good sign. John! John!
You got it. Kill it. What's up?
Stuff in the bottom, it's showing a lot of pink stones. Some of it is definitely garnet. It's kind of got more of like a root beer color to it.
Right.
But there's some that is very pink and pretty darn clear.
Okay.
It's so small, you need a microscope to really identify it.
Micro's not what we're after.
No, it's not what we're after. How far are you from bedrock?
Based on what I'm seeing up there, 5-10 feet.
A lot.
Bedrock is the deepest point where any heavy materials like rubies will fall. Josh believes they must hit the bottom of the riverbed to know if any quality gems have washed down from the Red Zone. But so far, they've found almost nothing.
I think one more run and we're done in this spot, though.
You can't get any deeper, is that what you're telling me?
We're not dredging hole. We don't know there's something down there, and there's no indications there's something down there, so we're ass hole. Agree?
No.
Does that sound right?
No, I don't agree.
Josh thinks he knows everything. And I just wanted to say, right now you're wasting time. Frankly, it just flat out me off. The point is if there's nothing in that hole, if we're finding micro, even if we're finding micro sapphires, is it making us a buck? No. All it is information, right?
It is
We
definitely
also have more information over here that we need to find out. We have information over here that we need to find out.
Yeah, but I don't like
We're
the fact
sampling.
if we quit before we hit bedrock, we don't really know what's in this river.
Right.
We just know what's on top.
In my opinion,
Are we not looking for heavy material?
Yes.
Rubies are heavy, right?
Yes, but
Okay.
in my opinion, I think we're still 20 feet from bedrock.
John just, I don't know where the hell he comes up with numbers sometimes. He just says off the top of his head. And I gotta be like, what the hell are you talking about? Doesn't even make any sense. And Chad should know, because he's the guy that's on the front of that hose, and he's the guy that's dredging, and he's pumping all that material through the dredge. John's not doing that.
I think we're somewhere between 5 to 10 feet.
Gotta be able to get to bedrock. We haven't found anything to get too excited about. You need to be much closer to bedrock to give yourself a chance of finding anything, because rubies they're heavy, and they're gonna have a tendency to drop down.
Below the red zone, Chad, Josh, and John search for rubies in the lower river.
We're out of gas.
But the massive dredge is losing steam.
We have no fuel here? How many gallons did you order for this entire trip for that dredge?
For the 9 days, they left me 10 gallons.
Is that enough?
It should be all right.
How many gallons did you go through today?
2.
2 gallons of gas? So we've got 8 gallons of gas left. We need to make sure that we have enough fuel. That's what I'm afraid of.
They took more gas up top than they're gonna possibly need.
Yeah, but you've already burned 20% of your fuel on day 1, right?
Yep.
Chad's miscalculation has cost them. The dredge will be out of gas in 4 days. Not nearly enough time to prove out the lower river.
We didn't even do a full day today.
Nope.
It doesn't seem like it's enough gas at all.
Every drop of gas is like gold out here now. Gotta beg, borrow, or steal. I gotta conserve it. I gotta push it as far as I can to get the job done.
To conserve fuel, the team shuts down the dredge for the day. It hasn't produced a single ruby, and with its inflated price tag, could be a 500-pound albatross around their necks.
This dredge has been a huge disaster, and I don't think Chad made sure that he had an overabundance of fuel to make sure that his dredge could run. That should have been planned out. It's just not well thought out. If we don't have fuel to run the dredge, we'll get nothing out of it. And we'll have had a third of our budget spent for no reason.
Back at base camp, the dredge is telling a different story. Fragments of rubies have traveled 5 miles below, into the lower river. Now armed with this information, the dredge team can plan their next attack. Find a prime location upstream, closer to the ruby deposit. But they don't have much time.
Guys, we have a helicopter coming in a few days. That helicopter is scheduled to move that dredge from where it is now to the upper lake.
The upper lake is a half-mile below the red zone. Its proximity to the deposit means the lake area could be a hotspot for bigger, better rubies, and could save them thousands of dollars if they don't have to make another costly trip back to the red zone.
Let's hike to the top to that upper lake. Let's prospect it. Let's make sure that that place is worth going and worth taking that dredge to. That way we know what we're in for. Let's pray to God that we can find rubies and that we can find a good place to place that dredge where we can actually recover something.
Agreed. Let's get out of here.
Okay.
All right, let's do it, guys.
Now it's time to get up to the upper lake and really figure out if that lower portion is worth hanging on to. Hey, guys. You guys see that boat out there?
Yeah.
Oh, what
Any
the
idea
heck?
who that
I wonder
is?
who that is.
I have no idea. I mean, who comes up here?
Leaving the camp unattended is going to be a real difficult thing. Despite all of our efforts to button it up, they could just practically tear their way in with their bare hands and steal anything that they can't get out.
Back at base camp, the miners have spotted a boat offshore. Anytime there's virgin mining territory, there's always a risk of claim jumping. And the team has come too far to lose their fortune to thieves.
Could be somebody up to no good. There's a lot of people that know there are rubies here now. Somebody knows we're here.
Well, people know we're out here. They know what we're doing. It's no different than it is back home. People think you're finding something. They want to be right there, seeing what you're doing, because they're going to try and move in on it.
We are in the middle of absolute nowhere.
We're in the middle of nowhere, but everybody knows that we're here, what we're doing.
Yeah, this kind of scares me. We're heading up to the lake. We got to button up that shack tight.
God, I hope it's not another mining company.
We might have problems. Another paranoid prospector. There's a classic thing known as misdirection. You put a lock on a shack and then you hide something in a totally different place. If they see a lock, they're gonna probably cut their way into the window. They're not gonna be looking under the floor. They're not gonna be looking in piles of lumber. So it's just a classic misdirection thing.
The team can't afford to leave anyone behind to protect the shack, since John is the route finder, Chad is the dredge expert, and Josh is leading the expedition. They have no choice but to lock down the shack as quickly as they can before they head out to scout the upper lake. Their miner shack secure, Josh, John, and Chad begin an 8-hour trek to the upper lake.
Look at all that water in that main river. It's huge.
Crazy.
I'd tear you up if you got caught in that water.
No, but I'll tell you what, nothing's gonna stop me from getting up there. I'm gonna find some rubies. What do you think the best way to get over that is?
I'm thinking we just follow up creek, right around this moraine, and then hike right on up. John, what do you think?
That sounds like a good plan.
All right.
After weeks of disappointment, Chad and the dredge finally found evidence of rubies in the river. Now they're hiking upstream to its source, which is directly below the red zone and could be another ruby hotspot. To stay one step ahead of Greenland's unpredictable weather, the miners must quickly cross the glacial waters.
What do you think, right here?
Looks good to me.
Yeah, that'll work. Just right through there.
Pretty much what we decided was to roll up our pant legs and wade the creek.
Slow and steady, guys. Got a long way to go.
Oh, well, it's gonna be cold. Oh, yeah, that's cold.
Traversing a glacier-fed river with temperatures just above freezing can easily bring on hypothermia. Any misstep on the slick riverbed could send the miners tumbling into the frigid water.
That water was unbelievably cold. It hurt my feet so much I wanted to cry. It was bad.
Water here is very cold. Your feet go numb and your legs kind of go numb, and then you kind of lose a little bit of motor skills, and so you're tripping and you're slipping and that kind of stuff in the water, and you just have to watch yourself.
So much for staying dry.
Chilled to the bone, but safe on the other side. The miners start the second leg of their journey to the top of the lake. But with clouds rolling in, they don't have much time.
Guys, there's the lake.
You gotta be kidding me. That thing is much bigger than I thought it was.
That's the spot right there, man. That whole deposit we see exposed right there, that's what runs through where the red zone is and where they're pulling rubies out of right now. That whole place could be full of freaking rubies.
That's amazing. We can find a ruby today.
Oh my God.
It's absolutely my responsibility to make sure that our project here in Greenland, especially with the dredge, is economically viable. But you have to know when to pull the plug. And it's my job to make sure that we don't go overboard. The red zone is right above us here.
Where's the corner of our license?
We're good all up in here. We're good all up in here.
When it comes to mining, you still have to know where the boundary is. You step on one side of it and you're out of the claim boundaries. You step on the other side of it and you're in the claim boundaries.
Those rubies are in that ground right there somewhere. We just gotta find them. We need to prospect this whole zone right here. Then we need to go down to where this drainage is dumping into the lake to see that there's a good place for that dredge to be put in. I did not randomly put the boundaries down of this permit. You can't just come out here and just start digging and taking what you want. You still have rules that you have to follow. We screw up, we could be thrown out of this country.
In the basin below, Josh, John, and Chad finally reach the upper lake. They are miles from base camp, so they must get to work before they're caught in the encroaching storm.
Let's head up here, top out right there on that bench. We'll come back around, we'll prospect down this creek all the way to the lake, picking dredge locations all the way. This weather's getting bad. Well, that river crossing that we did this morning, that river could swell. We might not be able to get back into base camp tonight. We gotta maximize our time. All right.
The miners have no time to delay. They must collect rock samples, pinpoint a location for the dredge, and get back to base camp before they're cut off by the weather and trapped at the upper lake.
Ruby should be in this creek.
I like this spot. It's got everything we're looking for. We've got a nice deep channel here to set the dredge in. We've got good sediments coming down off the top.
So then this is where you want the dredge dropped, right here?
Right here.
Let's do it. We found a spot that we liked. It looked good. I had Chad GPS it. Now it's heading back to base camp. We accomplished what we came to do today.
DZ3, got it.
You got it? All right, let's get back to base camp.
We're done here today.
In the red zone, the failure of Americo's core drill has brought the mission to a standstill. Americo's running out of time to make a real contribution to the team.
Oh, Americo.
Sorry about that, boys. When this happened, the first thing I thought of was, I'm gonna fail. So I lost my cool, I lost my temper, I threw stuff. So what do you guys want to use next now to do this? And up here, that's the thing. I have to be smart. I have to think. And I just kind of composed myself and thought, what can I do to make this better? Hopefully this thing is cooled down enough that maybe now that the hole is started, I can kind of just keep it cool and...
It's almost like that's off a little bit.
Which it shouldn't be.
Do it in the air and just look at it and see if it's wobble.
Yeah, it's bent or something. What? How is it bent? It can't be bent.
This face might not be.
Look at that.
Yeah. That's what the problem is. It's wobbling.
The core barrel's bent.
How the did the core barrel get bent?
See it?
Yep.
Get the other core barrel, the new one. How this got bent is beyond me. Yeah, you can see it's bent.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. How the hell did that get bent? I knew something wasn't right, and you could see, sure, it was bowed. I don't know if it heated up and it bent, or if something got rested on it on the chopper ride up.
Americo's heavy hand could have warped the core barrel. He's lucky that Jesse brought him a spare and a second chance. Americo must refine his technique so he can finally start extracting deep samples from the ruby deposit for Eric.
So we got this other adapter here, Gator. Let's see if this one is any better. Thank God we had another one.
Did you see if it wobbles?
Yeah, I checked it. It should be all right. Let's see what we got here.
Americo eases the drill into the first few inches of rock. He must be careful not to bend their only remaining core barrel.
Go, baby, go! Yeah, Americo! Go, go!
We are back in business! Let's see what we can do. Let's see if we can't break that somehow. Drive a wedge next to the side of it, and I'll see if I can't pull that core out.
About them screwdrivers.
Or the screwdrivers, yeah. This will save so much time if this works. There we go. Good.
Snap-a-roni.
Let's see what we got here. Good. That was the problem. It was wobbling. See, it was binding up.
Yeah.
Now that we're good and straight. So remember, this is the north side. This attaches to that other piece. Once we switch the barrel out, I was able to core fine. I was getting decent cores, good cores. It looks good. It looks like it'll finish the job. It's been running great once we switched it over. It looks like we were bound up, and after we got the other barrel, it straightened itself out, and I'm about 8 inches down, so I'm gonna send it the rest of the way and see what I can get.
Okay, that's great.
All
It's
right,
big.
good deal. We'll get back on it then.
All right, sounds good. Well, that's awesome. That thing is working again. Good job.
Americo has waited a year to show what he can do, but he has yet to pull out a single core sample full of rubies. It's now or never, and Greenland waits for no one.
Let's see what we got here. There it is!
Oh my God!
Yes!
Here, give me a hug.
It's a personal triumph for Americo, and could lead the team to even bigger rubies deeper in the rock.
That's how you finesse it.
Yeah. Believe it or not, I'm starting to think this may be like the miracle machine, because it is not intended for this. But she's made her way through. We've become friends, we've talked, we've prayed together. We'll find out if this is just lust or love. Oh, look at that. Look at the rubies all through that. Oh, look at that side there, just chock full of them. Oh, that is great. Oh, God, I can't believe I'm coring rubies. Jesse, I can honestly say I'm the first person to ever core on this rock.
That's right. That's one for the books, buddy.
Right now, at this moment, I can't stop smiling. The back of my head hurts. I mean, this is it. This was the best scenario. Short of a ruby the size of my face, which I'm still not giving up on, this was the next best thing. Took a little work, but we adapted. We're gonna make it work. I should be able to get all
awesome,
7
man.
of these, no problem.
That's great. That's great.
Revitalized by his success, Americo gets back to work. The miners must get Eric perfect samples, or all the time and money they spent to get to the red zone will be wasted. And just as soon as the core drill is finally working, Gator's channel saw is burning through blades at an alarming rate.
I'm all out of diamonds.
And Greenland's rock has kicked the teeth out of Jesse's rock chainsaw.
Every piece of machinery that we have needs to work all the time, because if they don't, we might as well pack up and go home.
Each second another machine is down, time and money slip through their fingers.
If we go through all of our blades before we get the amount of rubies that we want to get this year, then we might not be able to complete our sampling until next year.
But if the miners can't pull enough ruby-laden rock right now, they may not be able to afford another trip to the red zone.
This right here, see where I hit it? That's your north side. See that indent?
Right there, okay.
Yep.
We've got 3 different types of samples we're pulling today. I have to keep track of all that. On each core sample, I mark which is north, and then I have the depth of them. So I know exactly where that sample came out of the rock. I know how it was oriented. If you don't know where your samples come from, you've done nothing. And if this information doesn't get into a report, it hasn't happened.
Eric, I'm done.
Okay, good.
Exhilarating. So exhilarating.
Each slice of rock is one piece closer to solving the puzzle of the elusive ruby ring, a geological formation that could reach far beyond their claim and lead to bigger finds in the future.
It looks to me that this formation is continuing in this direction. So I'm going to work my way along this formation, seeing if it gets wider or if it disappears, or see what happens. So I'm trying to track down the rubies, basically. I know they're there, and I want to see where they're at up here. I'm doing it in a methodical way that will tell us, where this formation is going. Are the rubies getting better as we get deeper? Can we find them over here? Can we find them over there? That's my goal. This is all part of the process. I'm mapping the formation. This is the deposit above surface. And these are surrounding rocks. And this is that little seam that we're following here. So I'll move up here a little bit more. Yep, there's still rubies here. So I'm moving over here, and I'm looking at the same material that was over there, and I find it right here, and it still has rubies in it. So this is the point where it gets really skinny, and after this, I just don't see it anymore. It just dies out, as far as I know. But I'll still look for it up to the west here. I know what I need to do, basically, and I know what I need to do to find out where the rubies are, where more rubies will be. That's my goal. I want to know everything there is to know about that deposit when I leave Greenland.
Eric, Gator, Jesse, and Americo are pulling out rubies hand over fist. But ruby fever leaves some men wanting more.
All right, guys, Jesse and I are going to look to the east here a little bit.
Okay. Eric is a great geologist, but I think he's got ruby fever, and you can see the madness in his eyes sometimes when you sit back. He wants to find something bigger.
All right, let's go, Jeff.
All right, Eric.
The team is running out of food, but Eric's obsession drives him to take Jesse in search of bigger rubies.
So, Jesse, this is on the strike that I measured right in line with our outcrop here. So let's just look as we walk right along the sides here, and we'll look for that schist.
Okay.
The same material that it's running in. There's still big rubies in the ground, and I know they're there. Something in me said, you've got to follow this trend, this yellow brick road. There might be a good chance of finding an additional deposit. Let's look up in here. It looks like the same material. Oh my God, look at this.
What do you got?
Look at this one.
Oh, boy.
Look at that, that's thumbnail size. Oh my goodness.
Oh my
Look at that one. Look at this
Another
one.
one.
Oh my God.
Oh, look at this, Eric.
That's a specimen.
They're all big.
I'm gonna call in the guys. Hey, Americo! Go! Rubies!
What are they doing?
Guys!
Eric and Jesse have just found an even bigger ruby deposit.
Let's go, come on!
We got rubies!
Hunger and fatigue are soon forgotten as the miners converge on the groundbreaking discovery.
What'd they find?
What is it?
Come on!
Those are big ones. Look at this one. Look at the size of that.
Oh my God, it's beautiful. Look at these big rubies,
Look at
guys.
this. Look at this, guys.
They're all over.
Look at that.
Oh my God!
Look at this one. Look at this one.
There's another over here. And did you see this one over here?
Oh, that was huge. Look at that one.
Look at that. You can't even, that's just the edge of it.
Oh,
you see?
my God. These are the tips of them.
Look at this one.
Holy.
So what we did is we followed the strike down. Smaller, we saw smaller ones coming up.
Yeah.
Smaller and smaller, but we got to this spot and boom, they just popped.
Oh, my God.
Guys, this is huge. We could be sitting atop the largest ruby deposit in the Arctic.
This is the biggest single concentration of rubies that the Red Zone team has unearthed all year. It could be linked to the fabled ruby ring that spreads across the Arctic. Even if this deposit is part of a larger band, they still must prove themselves to Greenland.
And then it didn't stop. I kept tracking them down to the left. Here they are again, look at this!
Where?
Look at this one! That's just big! Look at the size of it!
Oh, my God!
I came upon this one that was just crazy, just a specimen, just crystals growing out all over the place.
God, does it have any sisters? It was just one big ruby after another, and it just peeled around the corner. It was unbelievable.
This could be a world-class ruby right here. This could be worth certainly tens of thousands of dollars.
Look, another one.
They're all over, look at this! They're all over the ground.
Oh, my God.
And this whole little ledge, probably not more than this big, is just full of these rubies.
Oh, my God, look at it. Get out of my way.
I got water. Oh, my God, there's a...
Oh, this whole face.
my God, look at this one.
This whole face.
Look at that.
That might be one ruby.
Look at this!
Holy
You can't get that out of the Look at it! It's a specimen!
Oh, my God.
It was
Look at this.
right there!
Look at this. It's just falling right out of the side of the wall.
It's nuts. We just have to pick them up and put them in a sack.
Look at that!
Look, two more. This is the discovery of a lifetime. These rubies are unbelievably incredible. One there, huge one, huge one.
It's got to run all through here.
Look at that! It's a dream come true. That's all I can say.
Oh, my God. If I had my daughters right here, right now, I'd look into their eyes and I'd tell them, I did it. We did it. Things are going to be better. I promise. You girls won't have to worry about a thing.
We got to get all the equipment over here.
We do.
We have to move our whole entire operation. Everything that we have going on by our base camp is moving over here.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God! Look at this! Look at this!
Oh,
Look at the size of that!
Look at it!
Oh, my God.
It's 3 inches long!
Look at that.
Holy It's bigger than my thumb!
It's shaped like an arrow!
It's bigger than anything we've seen.
God,
That's
look
huge!
This one ruby is just sitting there. The size of 2 fingers, and who knows how long. It was just sticking out of the rock. I mean, that thing could be a foot long. Who the hell knows?
Everything was right. The chemistry was right. The cooling rate was right. And we're right. We're right here. We got it, baby.
Yeah.
We got it.
This could go clean right to Iceland.
This crystal could pay for our whole season.
Oh, look at.
Oh, my God, look at this one underneath of it!
There are so many rubies that the miners will have to work fast and furious with the jackhammer.
Ready?
Yeah, straight in. There's everywhere.
Watch your face. Don't get inside your face.
Oh, yeah.
Grab it.
There it is. Look at that.
Not only is the jackhammer paying off big, but so is the sluice.
Ready for another one, Jesse?
Yeah.
You never know what you're going to get in each scoopful. You just never know. That could be that perfectly formed ruby that's worth thousands of dollars, just like that one right there.
Look at that one.
Yeah, I like it. Oh, another one coming down.
Nice.
Oh, look at this one. Hey, guys, we're doing pretty good down here.
Look at that. Oh, my God. It's gigantic. It's a half-inch round.
Eric, where do you see this specimen?
Oh, my God. Look at that. Beautiful. Awesome.
Oh, my God, man.
Nice.
My nose is running into my mouth. I don't even care. They're everywhere over there. All right, it's time to move on to the thumb.
To the big.
It's finally time to tackle the giant thumb ruby. It could be worth $500,000.
We're gonna have to attack this one perfect.
Yeah, should I do it then?
Yeah, you're. Where's
you're,
that?
You're a little heavy-handed with that thing. Oh, here comes Dad.
Just don't be afraid to just stay wide on it.
Yeah, we're staying way wide. I'm gonna get rid of this first, this first.
Why are you doing this?
This, because I have more finesse. It just is what it is. You're too heavy-handed.
They're calling me heavy-handed. Just because I'm a big guy doesn't mean I can't finesse and get done. I can get it done. We've seen that. You've seen with the little core machine I had. Okay, I can get it done.
I don't want to impact it, because every single one that we took out over there broke away from the rock and broke and
Could I see the
fracture.
jackhammer? I just want to see how this rock cuts here.
After this long in the field, Eric still doesn't understand the team that he has with him. He has to do everything himself. That could be a $500,000 crystal.
There are millions of dollars in the ground, but the miners are too run down to keep up the fast pace.
There's still a lot more in the ground, so we've got like 2 more days to get them out. And let's go back and finish up the plastering and chipping more out of the rock. And
Yeah, we're gonna have to be a little more dainty on these ones that we're chipping out coming up, so.
Is that John?
oh my God.
Oh my God.
That's John.
Jonathan!
What you doing, buddy?
I couldn't believe it. We were in like shock.
John Self? What the
What's he doing up here?
Are you kidding me?
John?
This is awesome. I can't believe you made it up here. How the did you get up here?
It was brutal, guys.
Come on. Yeah, get up.
He looked a little bit weary. He looked a lot weary, but he had a long, long trip.
You got any food?
Yeah, I got a little food.
Meat?
Let me get this off. My hips and my shoulders are
You sound like you left yesterday morning?
Yeah.
Holy Come sit down, John.
He got stuck in the fog then. He just kept...
Yeah.
Where's he at?
Holy look at that pack he's been carrying.
I'll tell you what, guys, it was brutal. It was brutal.
Well, maybe we got some stuff that can warm you up. You got to take a look at this. Hold on, stay here a second.
Let's just sit.
Dig through this thing. Wait till you see what's in here.
Oh, wow, look at that.
Every one of them.
John, every single one of these is chocked full. Look at this.
Man. Oh, you guys, this is, I'm so glad I found the willpower to make it here. I'll tell you what, I had to bring up things out of me that I didn't know I had. I got a surprise for you guys.
You do?
Where's my pack?
Well, your pack looks big enough there, John.
It weighs 55 pounds. Probably about 20 of that is reindeer.
Ooh,
yes!
Kidding me! Nice.
Oh, thank God.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Oh, yes!
Oh, God.
That's the most beautiful thing
Yes.
I've seen in a couple days. I see about 10 pounds of reindeer meat.
Just
Yep.
big hunks of reindeer.
And a big hank of bacon for
You
you.
don't know how.
Oh, my God.
You've been eating noodles,
You know what?
and rice.
And that's why I convinced the guys to let me go for this trip. I mean, I knew you guys couldn't hack out rubies with noodles from a cup. You know, I mean, what was I gonna do?
Mouth's watering.
I'm glad you made it, John.
For the first time this year, John has earned his keep.
John, I take back everything I said about you. You pulled your weight, buddy.
The reindeer will provide the protein they need to finish the job.
Oh, my God, do you smell that? The timing was perfect. I mean, this saved us. That was just what we needed.
That is awesome. Delicious. I think I have redeemed myself to the guys. Hauling that reindeer up here, you know, so that we can have some steaks, that brought their spirits up.
With the discovery of a second giant ruby deposit, the miners now have 2 locations to process and reclaim. It's twice as much work in half the time.
We've got to maximize our recoveries, and I'm riding that fine line between doing that, and then we have to reclaim this area that we've been digging in. We have to fill everything in. Everything has to be just as it was when we arrived here.
If the miners don't leave the red zone like they found it, they'll lose their permit, and they won't be allowed to take the rubies home.
Precise blow right from the top. It's gonna fall right off.
Here. This might have some rubies in it.
Don't forget, you gotta start pulling it this way too.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. We're over here getting the big stuff. We're getting the profit. Dad's over there making a little money.
Yeah.
Keep the lights on.
Yeah.
We know what we're doing. Trust us. Stay over there. Pick out your rubies with your tweezers and let us get the big stuff. We got the two best guys over here for this last push. I wouldn't want anybody else over here but me and you. Best thing we did was send John up the far side of that mountain.
Pissed off. I spent 4 hours locating a corner. You direct me to go set a cairn, not seeing any rubies. God. I brought frickin' reindeer up here. And this is what I get. Maddening.
John is on his way back to camp after abandoning Jesse at the claim border.
I'm not appreciated in this crew.
Oh my God.
Eric!
Yeah.
Our first 10 carats for the day.
Let me see.
It came out just like this. That's no specimen there, that's a cut.
We've seen better, but this is a good one. It's a real good one.
This spot is so hot.
We don't have much time left. Seriously. Let's move this way, reclaiming it, okay? At some point, we gotta pull the plug. This is it. This is it.
Let's go, let's go.
Yeah, this is bad. We shouldn't be doing this. Look at that.
Ruby fever's kicking in again.
What you guys doing?
We're working on this. Is a giant ruby right here. We're working on getting out. Eric is really worried about crunch time. We got to start reclamating if you want to start hosing the face of this down.
I just feel like a rented mule, and I'm sick of that. I want to be a valued member of this team, and I've done everything I possibly can.
Just let us know when Eric's coming back.
Yeah, let us know when Eric's coming back.
Hey.
What?
You guys would make me a happy man if one of you guys would spot.
No, we have no time. We're doing this against orders.
I understand, but extracted a few rubies, and I haven't extracted one today.
Oh, can you tell him to watch for Eric? John, this is our last one.
This is it.
These guys have been here for a week, recovering rubies, and they won't let me in that hole to recover a ruby. At a certain point, I wanted to recover a ruby today. One. Come on, Gator, scoot out.
Look, you gotta get
Let me look.
Get it. We don't have time, though, to play with it.
We don't have time to play with it.
You don't have time to
We either get it.
I came here as a sacrifice to try to make more money, not less.
And if we sent John down in that hole, what would be happening is a bunch of picking.
All I was trying to do is show you a good way to get some specimens without ruining them with the rock
This
hammer.
is big business.
You know what, Gator? Sometimes you're all mock and no vector. You're straightforward, but no plan.
Oh, watch it on the follow-through.
They're just not appreciating my frickin' skills and talents that I have. And he's sitting there raking a rock hammer across the dike, ruining every ruby the man mines with a backhoe. With a backhoe.
10 minutes ago, we should have been done.
You guys better hustle it. Eric's coming back.
There it is. Just keep going.
It's going.
Just keep hitting it like that. Don't break, don't bend it. Just keep going, tapping. Got it.
After 9 days in the unrelenting red zone, the miners have extracted over 400 pounds of rubies, enough for Eric to assess the value of the deposit.
The temperature's dropping. Snow's gonna come in soon. We hit this just when we needed to hit it. I mean, last night it was windy, it was cold. You could feel it, it's moving in.
With their red zone mission complete, the team sets out for the next phase of Eric's master plan. To get to as many hotspots and find the most riches in the wilds of Greenland before winter pushes them out again. Phase 2 of Eric's plan is to divide and conquer. One team will prospect for gold in Ichi, a desolate no man's land above the Arctic Circle, while the second team stays behind to dredge for rubies in the giant lake below their deposit. The miners must transport the rubies back to their base camp, but can't risk overloading the helicopter.
This box has to stay under a certain weight.
900 kilograms.
So the chopper will have to make 2 trips before the weather closes in. First with the miners, and then with their gems.
Finding the red zone, this fantastic deposit, is the culmination of all the work that we did last year. Now having to leave, it's kind of bittersweet. I'd love to stay here, but we need to get these samples back to base camp and assess them immediately. We've got a schedule, and we've got other things to look for, so just got to move forward here.
Good.
There you go.
Yes!
Here comes the chopper.
Here's the chopper.
Let's take the flag
Get
down.
it out here. Everybody get a hand on it. Pull it out. On 3, and 1, 2, 3. There it is. Take it
Yo, good job, man.
The chopper arrives on schedule to take the miners back to base camp before it can return for the precious rubies.
We had a plan and we got it done, but it's also essential for us to diversify.
If the miners stay any longer, they risk getting trapped in the red zone.
The window of good weather around here is very tight, and you don't know when it's going to change.
Well, that's it for the red zone.
Yep.
To leave knowing there's hundreds of, probably thousands of carats worth of rubies, it's hard. I'm ready for a shower. I got my fingers crossed. All these rubies, if we can't get them off this mountain and down to base camp, it's for nothing.
Here we go.
There it is.
See you later.
See you later, rubies.
What a beautiful sight. Wow.
Goodbye, red zone base camp.
This spot right here is almost like a child of mine. It's just, I put so much work into it, and when that happens, it's really tough to leave it. It hurts. I know it's here, and again, I'll look in other areas, but I will see the red zone again someday. I guarantee it.
Back at base camp, Josh and Chad haven't had any contact with the miners in the red zone in days.
Let's go. Can't wait to see those guys back in base camp.
I'm hopeful that everything went well, and I'm hopeful they're gonna come back with bags and bags of rubies.
I'm kind of on pins and needles. Seems like this landing is taking forever.
I still don't have my head around the fact that we could all be very wealthy in just a short amount of time.
The chopper carrying the red zone team finally touches down in base camp,
Stay low and to the left.
marking an end to the grueling first phase of their mission. And Gator, Americo, Jesse, and Eric finally reunite with Josh and Chad.
Look at you all smiles.
Good to see you guys.
Good to see you. Good.
Good man.
How are you, buddy?
Good to have you back, man.
You
Good to have
too.
you back.
Miss you guys.
It's been a hell of a 10 days, I'll tell you.
I don't know how things went. I don't know what happened, but I thank God that everybody is safe.
The helicopter's on target to retrieve the gems. But at base camp, the team is anything but a unified front.
So how was it, Josh, while we were up there in the red zone?
It was horrible.
What were the issues?
Chad, I mean, monumental up. We are here, we're supposed to dredge this whole river basin, and he thinks 10 gallons of fuel, that's just gonna work. And that dredge sat on that damn river over there like a freaking paperweight. I had to shut it down.
I don't even get it. Like, John showed up and he just got under everybody's skin. Because we had a smooth running operation there.
As far as I'm concerned, right now, John's got to go. Hell, John should have been gone a long time ago. And I have to go to Ichi with Eric and John. John is on that trip with us to Ichi, and I got to deal with his
Well, let's just get back, and we're just gonna have to deal with what we have, and then this winter we're gonna have to replan, reevaluate what the hell we're doing next year.
The team is starting to fracture, and if the cracks grow too wide, it could jeopardize Eric's blueprint for their last 3 weeks in Greenland.
Here comes the samples.
We We can celebrate once we get these rubies back home. We have to keep on the ball. We have to keep focused.
Is this for me?
There's nothing in here but clothes.
Oh, you guys shouldn't have.
Hey, you don't get to see what's in there until we let you see what's in there.
Already looks good, gentlemen.
It was a good trip. We got a lot done. It was kind of tough up there.
Got a little crazy towards the end.
Yeah, it did. So we got here, we've got 7 cores actually, thanks to Americo. And you'll see that they're pretty much full of rubies.
Look at that, boys.
Oh my God, it's just chock full of rubies.
It's just full of rubies. I had no idea.
Americo was finessing that drill.
Yeah. I got 7 feet total out of her. 3 inches left to go on the last one, and the motor shut down. You can really see this stuff pop if we put some water on it.
Oh my God. And you can see them throughout there.
They're just loaded throughout.
Isn't that a beautiful sample?
Wow.
We have a brick full of rubies. How are we gonna get those rubies out of there? And that's what we'll use the brick samples for.
Unbelievable. It's ruby, 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 ruby everywhere. For the first time, I'm speechless. You're saving the best for last. Where's the big rubies at? Oh, Eric!
Dump it out, Eric!
Be careful! Oh my God!
Look at some of these.
Oh my God!
Look at some of these.
Look at these.
Look at that.
Look at that. Look at that.
There you go, Chad.
Are you kidding me?
Look at that, Chad.
Look at that. Look at that.
Josh,
Look at that.
Look at that one.
Look at that! Oh my God!
Beautiful stuff.
We have pounds and pounds
We
of
have
rubies,
pounds, we have
Josh.
thousands of carats here.
Thousands and thousands of carats.
Good job!
Thank you, sir.
Excellent job! Excellent job! Excellent job! And another excellent job for you.
It was a pleasure, sir.
From base camp, the boat will travel a half-day journey back to Nuuk. There, Josh and Eric will board a prop plane to take them to the village of Ilulissat. A 40-mile helicopter journey from the Ichi Glacier gold site. Eric and Josh will have just 1 day in town to gather as much local intel as they can before prospecting in the unknown. Back at base camp, Chad calls a meeting to go over the plan for the Dredge campaign at the upper lake.
The job of proving out the bottom part of this claim, this is huge. Dredge is already up there. As you guys know, we flew that in when you guys came down from the red zone. Total walk distance we're gonna travel up there is about a little over 4 miles.
I am not looking forward to the hike. I have to pack more stuff with me than I've ever packed. I have to hike further than I've ever had to hike, and I have to go over more obstacles than I had to so far since I've been here.
This is our last chance to get up there and do what we came here to do. Let's get our stuff together.
Yeah, let's get going.
All right.
Burning daylight, boys.
Eric and Josh are on final approach to their last stop before Ichi. Ilulissat, a quiet fishing town nestled between 2 colossal glaciers. Here, the natives rely almost exclusively on halibut fishing to drive the economy. And their primary source of transportation are Greenlandic sled dogs, one of the oldest breeds in the world. 120 miles north of the Arctic Circle, the population thrives despite the harsh climate.
Here it is, wow. Look at that. Jacob Chauvin Glacier. We started seeing icebergs, and we knew they were big, and then the plane just banked at one point, and boom, there it was. The whole bay was full of ice. Look at that. One of the icebergs I saw, it was so big that it had its own freshwater lake in the middle of it, and here it is sitting in the middle of Disco Bay, which is saltwater.
Flying into Ilulissat this afternoon was absolutely incredible. The bay, everything was just packed full of ice. All that ice is melting and it's retreating. And it just tells me how fast new land is being born here.
This is it.
Ilulissat.
Yep.
Finally.
Yeah.
Took a lot of work to get here, Eric.
Yeah, it did. This is our opportunity for the future, Josh.
Yeah, man.
This is it.
Ilulissat is the last outpost of civilization, and the gateway to the gold hidden in Ichi's rock, just 40 miles to the north.
We are here to find brand new land for the very first time that nobody's ever stepped foot on, nobody's ever prospected, nobody's ever gone and looked after what wealth may be in that land.
Man, that is something, isn't it? Beautiful. It's just unreal.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
wow, look at that.
Yeah, you can get dried halibut. These kids got the life here at the playground.
Yeah.
Iluluissat. Here in this tiny fishing village, Eric and Josh must gather critical intel about the rumors of gold in a nearby glacier.
There certainly is a lot going on in the harbor. This is the place, I think, to find somebody.
Eric has pinpointed a location to prospect, and local advice could be the difference between success and failure.
There's nothing like local knowledge. If you can gain the confidence of locals, that gives you a big advantage.
Eric and Josh believe that Eki's frozen rock is packed with gold, but they need more information to have any hope of success.
This is Dogtown.
Conrad, he actually invited us to look at some of his dogs. He's raising Greenlandic dogs, but I want to get more information.
I hope this is the place, Eric.
Yeah, this is what he described to us.
Yeah. Conrad, how you doing, man?
Hi.
We're here to see your dogs like we discussed.
Okay. The fact that this town is ringed by valleys of dogs indicates that these people still cherish the old ways of life. They don't want to lose their culture. These dogs are as big as wolves.
Hey, look at this dog. Hi, how you doing? Okay, don't eat me, that'd be great.
These dogs are very similar to wolves.
Oh boy, this makes you a little uncomfortable, doesn't it?
That one's swimming free.
Oh boy. I feel like I'm standing in the middle of a pack of wolves right now.
It's amazing. They just love the food.
They have all their own personality. I have some nice dogs, some bullies, some lazy ones.
That's kind of like 60-degree resources.
Many dog owners, they stop having dogs because it's too expensive. 20 years ago, 30 years ago, many were fishermen in this town. But modern fishing has become more and more normal, and more factories have come.
In Iluluissat here, it's changing, and it's changing quickly. There's new mining companies around town. It does make me paranoid.
I'm sure we'll be in touch.
I'll be seeing you. Yes.
Wish you luck with your research.
Thank you.
Absolutely. It was enlightening. I learned a lot here. This trip to Eki. It's going to be harder than anything we've had to deal with before. There's gold underneath this ice. It's who gets there first. That's what matters.
It's D-Day for Eric and Josh. After gathering intel in Iluluissat, they're finally on the way to Eki in search of gold.
This trip to Eki is the window towards our future, looking at other deposits in other areas of Greenland.
We need to be able to grow. We need to be able to adapt. We've got 2 huge days ahead of us of prospecting. We really need to find gold out here.
I have 2 locations. If we could drive by those, that would be perfect.
If Eric and Josh find a viable gold deposit in Eki, it will allow the team to come back next year. But it comes with incredible risk, and they must face it alone.
If you crashed in Eki Glacier, it would swallow you. If that helicopter goes down, we're done. I'm a bit worried about this trip to Eki. It's probably one of the most dangerous places on Earth. It's absolutely no man's land. We really are risking it all, but it's about what's over the next mountain, or in this case, over the next glacier. We can't come back empty-handed.
As Eric and Josh venture into the unknown, back at the upper lake, the team reaches the end of their 8-hour hike and hones in on the dredge drop location.
Right over there, straight ahead.
Thank God.
Everything looks okay with the dredge?
We'll soon find out. Finally, I'm gonna be able to show the rest of the company what I can do and what a value it's gonna be to them and our company.
Chad has everything in place now, so we can set up camp and we're ready to dredge.
This is a great spot, guys.
You know why this looks like a good spot? Because we just hiked 5 miles and it's here. So this is a great spot, and I'm taking this on. We're here.
The spot we got picked out for dredging is just about 100 feet above where the dredge is sitting.
Imagine if we'd had to carry this all up here, Americo?
No. Thank God it was slung.
Yeah, that was helpful.
Yeah.
Almost there, let's just go.
All right,
down.
good.
There we go.
Jazzy.
Ah.
Done.
Crossing the border onto the claim, the dredge arrives at the spot it should have been dropped days ago. Since no one has prospected this new area, tomorrow Chad will be dredging in uncharted waters, already a full day behind schedule. With less than 2 weeks until the end of the season, every minute counts.
All right, let's plan on 8 o'clock being in the water.
All right.
Thank you, Chad, John, and Josh. That's what we love to do. After we hike 5 miles, we want to take that dredge apart, pull it all the way down here onto our real claim.
Back at the upper lake, the dredge is finally in position after weeks of draining time and resources. Now all eyes are on Chad to prove out the basin and ensure his place on the team. He has no margin for error.
We need to gas in the dredge, John. I'll get the hose.
Here, where's the gas? I got it.
The gas is right over there.
That's never gonna work. Chad and John forgot to send up the adapters for the gas cans. I'm like, are you kidding me? Just keeps getting better and better. The other part for these nozzles isn't here.
It's up there.
No, it's not. John, just look. All you have is that. You don't have the part that threads onto it.
Gas can, nozzles, it's a constant test, one thing after another, but you just got to get through it.
The cans that we brought back from the red zone, let's look at those and see if we can make something happen with those. I just don't want to spill gas in the water.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank God we had sent fuel down from up top and we had the proper nozzles we needed, because if not, I could just imagine that disaster trying to dump the fuel into the gas can.
He comes
This
back.
is exactly how they showed up.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Did they find
Another,
something, Gator?
another ring on it.
No, those other cans that we brought from the red zone. You got one?
Oh my God. Thank God we sent these, because once again, the red zone team is bailing out the guys down here that didn't do.
You're seeing that thing. How does that go in there?
Screws on like that, that's all it does, yeah.
Oh my gosh, they don't care about spilling gas here.
Well, the cold weather, whatever it was causing the nozzle that you slip in to be all loose. It's just another thing that slowed us down. And it's like these stupid little things.
All right, you ready?
Slow.
Are we sure we're ready?
Okay, ready?
Yeah. You don't have to fill it up all the way.
You gotta put it under your arm and kind of squeeze it.
Okay.
That's good.
Great job, guys.
Not a drop.
If Chad's instincts are correct, the rubies are flowing into the upper lake. They have no choice but to work twice as hard in the near freezing water and constant rainfall to make up for lost time. But working under the gun causes careless slip-ups.
I think I got a leak.
Even a tiny tear in his waders left unattended would quickly fill John's boot with glacial water. In this environment, that could mean hypothermia.
Where'd John go?
He's got a hole in his pants, he's trying to tape it.
John was top 10ing, he ripped his waders, so he had to go glue them and get them fixed. And so while he was gone, I got to top 10 for a little while.
There we go.
Now we're getting some fines.
Yeah.
I'm worried about Chad's dredge. I'm worried about everything. You're just kind of watching for anything to go wrong.
How you doing, John?
I'm pissed. The tape ain't working.
Well, you can pan through the concentrates.
Yep.
There's still plenty of stuff to do.
Yep.
In order for the dredge to work properly, Chad's got to be underwater so he can see what he's doing. And with these temperatures dropping, I know I wouldn't want to be the one in that freezing cold water.
40. What do you want at 60, right?
Maintaining air pressure is critical so that Chad can stay underwater as long as possible, searching for the wealth of rubies that he hopes are hidden in the bed of the river.
The top tender's role is to make sure he's got air. He needs air pressure in the tank first. He's got to breathe. He's underwater.
Holding at about 65.
We want it about 60 to 70. We don't want to drop below 60, though.
Okay.
You got 3 jobs. You also have to watch him, the pressure gauge, and the box.
Okay. I think we're good.
The worst part about top 10ing is when John's standing on the sidelines telling you how you're doing it wrong.
Gator,
Visually look at his hose and see if you can spot a clog in there. I'm gonna come down here and watch the gauge.
They must find a way to keep Chad and the dredge working, or risk letting a fortune slip through their fingers.
Gator, that pressure's down. It's at 0.
Nerve-wracking.
In the upper lake, the miners continue to dredge for any sign of rubies. Since they don't yet know the value of the gems they extracted in the red zone, they're banking on the upper lake to be a more cost-effective claim. But with the end of mining season less than 2 weeks away, the dredge campaign could be their last chance to prove that there's enough here to bring them back next year. But while Chad works in the bone-chilling water, the compressor that's feeding him air begins to malfunction.
Gator, that pressure's down. It's at 0.
How can it be at 0? Now Chad's down there without any air, so he comes up, the compressor's not making air, we're figuring out what the hell we're gonna do. Compressor's not making any air.
It ain't pushing anything.
The pump's not making any air anymore, so we can't do our job. We gotta improvise. The pressure relief valve blew off the end of the compressor.
In my backpack in my tent, I got a few extra of these.
I got it. Gotta get parts bag.
John's a goofy, silly guy, always happy, but he's always there when I need him. I can count on him when I got to get things done. He kept smiling and did what he does.
There's a combo wrench in there. Let me have that. Quick. John.
Yeah.
Take off this mail.
Got it. If anything else went wrong, we would have had to shut down for at least a day, and it wasn't going to be easy repairing anything up there.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna go this to here, this to here.
Dredge repair is second nature to Chad, and without hesitation he takes the lead in swapping out the leaky gauge with one of the couplings already on the compressor.
How's it look?
It's good, I think. Here we go. Chad came over, said what we should do. We don't need this here, we'll put this over here, put this back, run this to here, and then voila, we got air again. And then we're back in business.
Where's it at?
About 65.
That's excellent.
Chad's quick thinking comes through, giving him another chance to hit the jackpot. With the machine now firing on all cylinders, Americo and Jesse head out on their own.
Hey, why don't we get out of here?
Sounds good to me.
We got them all set up. Let's go. We gotta go prospect that country up there.
Okay.
Hey, somebody's got to save the day.
Yes.
Follow this formation to the east.
With just 2 weeks before the end of this year's expedition, Josh and team leader Eric fly high above the Arctic Circle to begin phase 2 of Eric's master plan. Having conquered the ruby deposit he discovered, he's set his sights on prospecting the barren Ichi Glacier for gold.
That Ichi? Looks like it.
Time is running out, and Eric knows that to expand their territory beyond the red zone, they must work in small, efficient teams. Ichi is his next target, but traveling to a faraway claim purely on speculation is a huge financial risk.
I'm looking at where we believe gold's gonna be. We have to go bare bones minimum to be able to afford this trip and get into these mountains, and it's a risk because we have way, way too much to lose.
Eric and Josh have to go back to basics and rely solely on their prospecting expertise. They'll have no communication with the outside world until the helicopter returns to the exact same spot in 72 hours.
This is it, man.
We're in the middle of absolute nowhere.
All right. Let's get to work here.
Just 1,400 miles from the top of the Earth, Ichi is so far north that the miners will have 2 fewer hours of sunlight per day. To make things worse, Greenland's bitter wind blowing off the glacier brings with it lethal sub-zero temperatures.
There's no trees. It's just absolute rock. It looks like very, very harsh country. There's basically no shelter here.
Josh and Eric are a mere skeleton crew, miles from civilization. They must build a campsite shielded from the elements to have any hope of survival.
We're right up next to the Greenlandic ice sheet. And that wind sweeps off that ice sheet and runs across these mountains. And I don't think it's ever gonna stop. It's always gonna be windy up here, so all we have to rely on is our tents. Those tents fail, we're screwed.
The Ichi expedition has just 2 days left to prospect for gold in unknown territory. They need to find a second viable claim to ensure the company's future, but winter is near. Eric's divide and conquer strategy finds the Dredge team 450 miles south of Ichi, making their final push to prove out the upper lake for any sign of rubies.
This looks like a good place for camp, right?
Yes.
This is a great spot, guys.
We're here.
The miners have trekked for 8 hours to get to the upper lake right below the red zone, which, if loaded with rubies, could be even more lucrative than the red zone itself.
Here's our map, our claim boundaries. The reason we're going to the upper lake is because the red zone rubies are right above, and we know that those rubies will make it down off the mountain, down into that upper lake area.
The miners have taken a costly gamble, slinging the dredge to this new site.
Well, there it goes. Yeah, I hope your baby can make us some money.
Now it's on Chad to prove that dredging in Greenland can turn their fortunes around without breaking the bank.
Dredge is up in there somewhere, right?
It's about half a mile right over there.
There it is.
The spot we got picked out for dredging is just about 100 feet above where the dredge is sitting.
Okay. Imagine if we'd had to carry this all up here, Americo?
No. Thank God it was slung.
Yeah, that was helpful.
Is everything here?
Looks like it's all there.
Good deal.
Hey, Chad.
Gas, air hoses.
Chad, go with me. By the looks of these numbers, that dredge is a half a mile off of our claim. That dredge is not on our claim.
You trying to be funny?
No, you up.
There's no way.
Numbers are right here. Don't lie. We can't be 10 feet off of our claim. We can't be 100 feet. We can't be 200. We have to be on our claim, period. End of story.
We stood here 3 weeks ago with Josh. We were standing here. He's saying that we were on our claim.
The red zone is right above us here.
Where's the corner of our license?
We're good, all up in here.
And now you're telling me we're half a mile off?
Yes, that's exactly right. You put that dredge in the wrong spot.
We put the dredge in the wrong spot, and I was working off of bad information. I'm standing with Josh, who should have had a map, should have had the coordinates burned into his mind. Those corners, he filed them. He's done nothing but talk about them for weeks.
I'm not gonna let you pass the buck on this. There's no one that's gonna save you on this. You know what we now have to do. I know what we have to do. And right now, you're gonna go tell the guys that we gotta move this dredge a half a mile. Just go tell the guys. I would have known where those boundaries are had I been Chad.
The team has no choice but to leave the area Chad had hoped would be extremely profitable and take the dredge to an untested part of the river. After a day-long hike, relocating the quarter-ton beast a half a mile will be a Herculean feat for the men.
Gator.
What's up?
Dredge is in the wrong spot. This isn't our claim. We're about a half mile off on this line.
You guys you didn't check it while you were here?
I was there with Josh. Fact of the matter is, we're half a mile off.
It's beyond me how they set up the dredge on somebody else's property. All three of you were there.
All three of us were here.
Did anyone have a GPS?
I took a reading.
You took a reading there, but Josh didn't check it against the claim boundaries.
There's no pointing fingers on this.
Jesse, you gotta come to the realization your brother was here. He filed the claim. He's got the numbers. He's the manager of the company. We're running out of time, and we can't have these stupid mistakes. I mean, come on.
Well, somebody has to man up and realize this. We just spent how many thousands of dollars to get it dropped off in the wrong spot, so we gotta hike it back down now a half a mile. We were supposed to show up today, set up camp, and maybe get the dredge in the water. And now we're already a day behind, and we haven't even done anything. I'm taking my back down to camp. Somebody come up with a game plan on how to get it apart and get it down there, and we'll deal with it. but I need to set up camp because I'm gonna lose it.
Well, we're wasting time, you guys. Let's get our camp set up and let's frickin' work together to heal this. We got a situation, we gotta take care of it.
Let's get our camp set up, and let's try to get that dredge moved today.
We were up there for 9 days. They managed to dredge for 1 day and 2 hours. That's it, 3 men. You had a guy who's a mountaineer who's supposed to know trails. Okay, you have a guy who's in charge of the dredge, who's a master dredge guy. I've dealt with my whole life. And then Josh, who turned the freaking paperwork in for all this, was standing right there, and all 3 of them said yes. It was okay to be dropped there. And then we come down, and this is sitting there. That's a failure on all 3 of their parts. They have failed, the whole thing. Yeah. Everything was a failure. Them 9 days, they might as well sat in camp and drank coffee the whole time. Because that's the same thing we got from them. Worthless. All of them. We were supposed to show up today, set up camp, and maybe get the dredge in the water.
Eric and Josh have spent 3 arduous days prospecting on Ecky's desolate rock, and they finally found evidence of gold. But their discovery means nothing if they can't get back to base camp.
It's too cold to talk. Couldn't even hear each other anyways. And it's weighing on your mind. Is that helicopter gonna come get us?
It better come, man. I don't want to stay another night up here.
No. You can hardly stand against this wind, and it's just buffeting everything. It's bad. And now we're questioning whether the heli can even get in or not.
This wind's coming off that ice sheet, I assume.
Yeah, it is.
The wind is blowing at 40 knots, almost 50 miles an hour. Too dangerous for most pilots to fly.
Yeah, we've got our gold, but I'm realizing I put Josh's life in danger. As a geologist, it's a big risk. And life and death are something I don't take lightly.
Eric studied Ecky for months and is desperate to expand their footprint in Greenland. But his ambition might spell the end for both miners.
God, is it cold.
If that helicopter doesn't come, I mean, it could be a long, slow death.
We've got to where we wanted to be. We got our samples. We found gold. This trip to Ecky is the window towards our future.
That's a beautiful sight. It's always a gamble. It's always a roll of the dice.
All right,
let's go get him, man. And you hope that that investment will pay off. But it may not.
The miners have escaped Ecky's cold, unforgiving grasp. And the gold is safely on board the helicopter. But now they have less than a week to extend their reach even further into Greenland. Eric and Josh will spend the next 2 days traveling first to Ilulissat, then on to Nuuk, and finally back to base camp to rejoin the other miners.
Okay, Josh and Eric are coming back tomorrow, and we're getting right down to the end of it. And we're not succeeding so far. This is winter moving in, and it's just gonna get worse and worse. The information that those guys bring back from Ecky could be our success or failure.
It was a huge risk for us to take that trip to Ecky. It's 450 miles north of us, and hopefully they found something.
We were able to dredge for a couple days. We didn't find much.
Yeah, we can't keep going to locations that don't pan out.
No.
I mean, we just can't afford to do that.
We found 1 ruby as a company. That's just not gonna cut it. This dredge was 1/3 of our budget. As far as I'm concerned, all we did with 1/3 of our budget was find out that the upper lake is worthless to us. So in my opinion, that was an epic failure. Greenland doesn't like to give it up easy, does it?
Nope. No, with Ecky, I hope they come back with something substantial.
Ecky is our turning point. Ecky is like, if we have a few other places that we want to go, and if Ecky's, spent the resources that we had set aside for these other places.
As Josh being the financial guy, if they spent the extra money, it better have been worth it.
Yeah,
That's all I gotta say. I have no idea what's going on with them guys in Ecky. Josh better enjoy it, because if we don't find anything, I'm gonna tear him a new one when he gets back.
We're still bleeding cash.
Yep. Yeah, right now I don't feel like we succeeded for this year.
No,
I mean, we're in a place where it's scary. We got a week left, and we need to make the most of it.
It's crunch time. Let's get it done. We got one more week to push, and then you have 10 months. 10 months to tell your family how much you missed them.
Let's go get it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it, boys.
All right.
With time running out before winter's imminent return, the team will gear up for the final push of the season. "450 miles south of Ichi, Jesse, John, and America have hired a local fisherman to take them to a nearby glacier to prospect for rubies. It's Eric's final target near base camp and the last unexplored corner of their red zone claim.
We're only up here for so many days, and we need to find as many red zone-like deposits as we can and just find more minerals, find more gemstones, find more gold, whatever it may be.
Look at all this. Dude, look at this. Are you kidding me?
But they'll be prospecting right up against the ice sheet on a dangerous incline full of newly exposed, unstable ground.
Look at that. That is ridiculous.
This country is dangerous.
As the glaciers melt, iceberg calving sends slabs of ice tumbling into the ocean. The largest can unleash colossal energies on the level of nuclear bombs, creating powerful tsunamis.
This ain't Arizona, guys.
This is nothing like I've ever seen before.
Guys, this is new country. We haven't seen these rocks before, so get your eyes close to the ground.
Well, let's get to it, man. We don't have much time.
Yep.
Let's move, guys.
I'm gonna head right over here. Just pay attention to the giant cliff over here. Oh, that's a little 100-foot drop right there.
Now look at all this loose stuff, guys. Be real careful. Yowza.
Easy, John.
Watch out for that slick stuff.
The area by the glacier was unstable. There were loose boulders, there were rolling boulders. The fjord was right there. The rock was slick. It was not a good place to prospect.
Go, Jess. I don't want to get above you.
Yeah, don't get above. But when we cross this rock slide area, we better go across it quickly.
Damn it.
We need to get up there.
No, we're not going up there. It's way too dangerous, America.
What about the face here of this, where it rolls over?
No, I'm not risking it. We do not belong up there.
Whoa, we're here. Look at this.
Oh, my God.
Holy, look at that one. Oh. That is crazy, man. This is dangerous.
Oh, look out, guys.
Oh.
Yep. This place is unstable. Holy.
The site looks promising for rubies, but as winter approaches, it freezes the moisture in Greenland's rocks, causing them to expand and shift, triggering deadly rock slides.
It's not worth it. There's nothing here. Oh!
We're out of here.
This is insane.
We know that there's a lot of risk here, but at a certain point, life is more precious than any ruby. Yeah, you don't see that in Arizona.
You don't see that anywhere. Why were them boundaries not marked before anybody did a thing? You shouldn't even have picked the rock up before you guys marked the boundaries. I know that. And then to allow something like that to happen and not take responsibility, just admit if you messed up. Take a portion of the blame, or I'm going to lose so much respect for you, especially. Take a portion of it.
You.
Come on.
Give me that.
That's out.
The next morning, Eric and Josh finally return from Ichi, carrying bags of gold-filled rock. But Eric is anxious to begin phase 3 of his master plan. Transport the rubies back to Nuuk and make one more prospecting trip before Greenland banishes them for the winter.
Hey!
Good to see you. Good to see you guys.
Jericho.
What's up?
Coming to base camp, see everybody. Great to see them. Pretty happy with what we accomplished at Ichi. But Ichi was miserable.
We just got out of Ichi in time.
We woke up that morning, the wind had gotten worse.
It was like 40 knots.
That helicopter was the best thing I'd ever seen. I mean, thank God Greenlandic pilots are as good as they are.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what did you guys find?
All right, here we go.
Put it on the table.
Enough of the beating around the bush.
Okay, those are our samples from Eki.
We did find visible gold.
All right.
Really? That's the good news.
So we proved that there's gold in Eki.
That's
Excellent.
good.
Right on. Right on.
It's good to hear some freaking good news, man. Yeah. It really is. Great job to you guys.
We're really excited. I'm really excited about this. And Eki has great promise. I'm very happy about it. I'm very optimistic. But I'm dying to know about how you guys did here.
All right. We were able to dredge for 2 days. We had some hiccups.
Unfortunately, the best area is right at the bottom of that stream. That's where the dredge was, but we don't own that. So we had to move it a half a mile back on our claim.
Well, why was it put there in the first place?
I have no idea. There was 3 people down here to make sure that the dredge was dropped in the right place.
We have the GPS claim boundaries right here.
And when we showed up there...
I want to know why it was put in the wrong spot.
When we showed up there, it was a half mile out of the way. It had to be carried. All of our gear had to be broken down and carried, and that's why we lost a half a day worth of dredging.
I'll tell you exactly what happened.
That's not
there.
acceptable.
We went up there, and I had Chad GPS every possible spot for the dredge along that river. And I said, you make sure and test those numbers and make sure that we're within our boundaries. So that responsibility was absolutely left with you, Chad.
No, we were standing out there. You said, I believe we're on our claim.
Chad.
No.
Chad.
I'm
Chad.
not going to argue about it.
Wait a minute, there are GPS units.
Exactly.
Was
Why
there
do
a
you think
mark
I
put on
had
the
you
ground?
put the damn GPS numbers on that spot?
What was the last thing that Gator said to you? What was the last thing you two said to each other before you left to go up top? I'm
You
gonna
take care of down here, and I'll
gonna
take care
of
of
up there.
And I did.
How did you take care of it? If
I
you
made
left and went
sure
to
I
Eki,
made sure that Chad had GPS'd that spot.
Did you take his GPS numbers and check them with ours?
And told
before a
and-
helicopter
and
was sent,
told-
because your finances, before a helicopter was sent and dropped that dredge off, how could you not check
Chad
his numbers?
told me that I kept telling Chad, check those numbers, make
Did
sure.
you have the numbers of the claim boundaries with you that are on there?
Josh, you had the numbers, though.
You said, I'll make sure everything runs smooth. Were you guys the first ones to ever get to them boundaries out of our company? Why were them boundaries not marked before anybody did a thing? You shouldn't even have picked the rock up before you guys marked the boundaries. I know that. And then to allow something like that to happen and not take responsibility, just admit if you messed up. Take a portion of the blame, or I'm going to lose so much respect for you, especially. Take
America,
a portion of it.
You.
Come on.
Give me that.
That's out.
After 2 grueling months in Greenland, the miners are on the brink. And Josh's mishandling of the dredge campaign is adding fuel to the fire.
Just admit if you messed
Listen.
up. Take a portion of the blame, or I'm going to lose so much respect for you, especially. Take
America,
a portion of it.
you.
Come on.
Give me that.
That's
No,
out.
I want the truth to be told and exactly what took place. And you're right. You're right. I should have made sure, stood right over his shoulder, and I didn't do that.
Listen, I'm just glad that I caught it. Because if we had started at Dredge where it was, we would be claim jumping, we'd be trespassing, and
We
we'd
jeopardized this whole venture in doing that. Look, there's some friction here, obviously, but we need to move forward, okay? The thing we have to learn from this is let's try to minimize those mistakes, right?
Now it seems like we're fighting this internal beast, and that's all of our personalities. But we don't have time for mistakes. We don't have time for idiocracy. We came here. We have 50-something days that we're here. Every single minute needs to count.
There is no time left for mistakes. The miners' small window of opportunity will close if the fractured team cannot work together.
We don't have time to waste just bickering. It makes me angry. We're trying to accomplish something here. So I can't have that.
Winter clouds cast a heavy shadow over Greenland. But at the miners' camp, a darker storm is brewing.
I told Chad to make sure that wherever you dredge is within the permit.
It's pretty obvious that Josh up. But one mistake like that, and we can be shut down. As a company, we need to pay attention to our asses. where are the liabilities? And we need to just focus on that and only give the responsibility to Chad or whoever that we think or that we know that they can do.
Yeah, that's where I made my mistake. And with Americo, I'll tell you this, man, there was nothing that I could have done that would have made him happy, because he'd already made up his mind that I have to come in there and say, I'm really sorry and I'm a complete idiot.
And you had, of course, a giant target on your back,
Yeah.
and you weren't there.
Yeah. It's like, so I make a mistake and then I just get railroaded, just run right over. And it's like, now wait a minute, who cares that I apologized? What matters is what happened, why it happened, and it doesn't damn happen again.
Exactly. You know, what we've seen from Gator Americo is they team up like wolves and they attack.
I don't deserve that type of treatment. All I can do is move on and say that it'll never happen again. We better get back to camp.
All right.
They're gonna wonder what we're talking about.
The miners only have 2 more days in Greenland. As soon as winter's frozen jaws grip the land, the mining season is over. With a storm raging over base camp, Eric must bring the team together for their final push of the season.
We really need another red zone. We need a fallback spot that we can go to, at least 2. I mean, if we could have 3 red zones, then we're looking at a little stability. But right now, it's very tenuous. We're just a small exploration company operating in Greenland.
The weather here is somewhere between sucks and kiss my.
They lost 4 days waiting for a storm to break and only had a narrow window to reach Storo. They sent a helicopter ahead with their gear and went to the dock to catch a boat for the desolate island.
On our way, fellas!
The 8-man crew raced to the island of Storo to search for treasure in its virgin rock. In less than 2 months, winter would freeze its gems in ice. Every second counted.
We've got a limited amount of time, and we've got to get on the ground and prospect.
Oh my God.
God's country, Gator. Wow. It's like I'm a kid again. Everything I see, everything I'm looking at is brand new, like I just opened my eyes for the very first time. Storo Island! X marks the spot, Jesse.
They finally reached their target, but with Greenland's violent weather patterns, they had no time to celebrate.
We got 10 minutes to do this. Low pressure pump's moving in.
Double time, fellas.
2,000 pounds of equipment were headed to the top of the mountain. And with the rain moving in, they had just one shot to get it right, or their expedition was over before it started.
It's too wet.
Don't panic, John.
That is a good pilot.
Wish him some safe travels, boys.
Reality sets in right now.
There goes our salvation. We are on our own. Oh, we gotta build this damn camp.
The crew chose to set up camp on level ground. Hugged on 3 sides by enormous mountain ridges, it offered maximum protection from the brutal Arctic weather. It was also close to several sites that Eric wanted to prospect for gold and precious gems. The miners were anxious to begin prospecting the island's mountains and streams, but first they needed somewhere to store any gold or gem samples retrieved from the field.
You're gonna need 12 studs just to do the side walls alone.
So then let's do it.
After 12 hours of hard work, they finally had a home base.
That's it.
Great job. Not too bad for a couple prospectors and a driller, huh?
All right, let's do the flag.
We all gotta do this as a team. All 8 of us have to have a hand on this.
Ready?
Ready, spin it. These 7 guys are gonna be my family for the next few months. It's beautiful. It's gonna be perfect.
It is. It's gonna be magical.
The crew lost over a week to the Arctic weather and getting set up. With winter approaching, every day wasted made the next even more vital.
I just want to go, 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 and see what's out there. We don't have much time here. Our window is short, and we've got to make something happen.
Are we ready?
Let's get out of here.
Eric's plan was to lead the team over the ridge behind base camp, to prospect the basin on the other side. But the daunting landscape of Greenland was like nothing they'd ever experienced.
It's all new territory. It's as if you're walking out there in the 1840s to California and there's brand new ground all around you.
Look at the size of it.
This is one big-ass valley.
Oh my God. You look at it on the maps, and you know it's huge, but then you get here on the ground, and it's like times 10 of what you ever thought it could be. And this makes the Grand Canyon look tiny. It looks like a scene out of Jurassic Park.
You guys be careful out there, all right?
All right. Find some gold.
Eric's maps could have never prepared the miners for a brutal journey to the basin that took almost an entire day.
Getting down below is something you don't hurry. One fall, you'll be hours before anybody gets out to help you.
Now, the miners had only a short time to prospect.
I'm gonna break a pan if I don't get it in the creek pretty damn quick.
Or they risked being trapped in the valley after dark, miles from shelter.
If we can prove that there's values here, it could be greater than the California gold rush or all the Alaskan mining.
Not the spot.
Things aren't moving very fast as far as I see it. I'm a very type A personality. I'm just go, 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 go.
Did we find anything?
Nope.
Are you having fun yet?
Nope. Pissed. What the man?
John gets a little wacko.
I'm a pissed off man.
John. John is like the guy that I sit at the other end of the bar and roll my eyes.
That's
I don't think there's anything in here. I'm real close to the bottom.
I mean, we're not finding copper, we're not finding silver, we're finding nothing.
You should get back down to base camp.
We gotta go!
Most of our group is not used to starting from ground zero. They want this instant gratification. In reality, it takes a while. It takes a lot of hard work.
Eric's first location turned up nothing, and the miners returned to base camp disappointed. With winter on the horizon, they had a lot of work ahead of them. They needed to make every minute count. The miners spent day after day, in stream after stream, and rock after rock, searching for Greenland's hidden treasure.
The gold in it?
Nothing. Damn it.
They believed it was there.
Seen anything?
Nope.
But so far, they had nothing to show for their efforts.
There's thousands of acres that we've tramped over, and we've just looked at tiny little spots, basically.
The size and scope of Greenland and the sheer magnitude of the task before them left the team discouraged.
Hey, Jack, what do you see? I got nothing. Not a spot, not a speck, huh? Nothing. We've got to move.
The miners were losing faith in Eric's plan.
What the hell happened? Well, why did everybody leave? Why did y'all just abandon the spot up there?
Each and every one of us have to be careful to not go into our mode of, well, we love searching for it. You got to be careful with that because we're here to do a job. We are here to make money.
At some point, we just got to say we got to move on. Wasting time is wasting time.
Each and every one of us have to be careful to not go into our mode of, well, we love searching for it. You got to be careful with that because we're here to do a job. We are here to make money.
After so many failed attempts to find gold, the team's morale was low, and Eric was under immense pressure to find a new target.
As a geologist and putting together a lot of these locations, I was getting pretty upset. We haven't been finding as much as I'd hoped.
You don't know what the hell's there.
Americo has the least amount of experience in any type of prospecting, and experience cannot be replaced out here.
We got 10 days left. 10 days. Listen, I just feel like I can be an asset. All I've ever wanted, I've asked ever since we've come here, is give me one effing chance. One chance to change my future.
We all have passion. What are you gonna do down there?
Well, I mean, you talk about the prospecting aspect. I have fresh eyes.
This is the tough decision. We're going to all vote.
I'll just start. John.
Well, I'm gonna vote for myself, so.
And we all know I'm putting myself.
I'm gonna have to say John.
I vote for America. I vote for America.
Gator, we need a decision.
Oh, this is not fair. I would have to say America.
I feel like a aside. I feel like an aside.
Are you ready for this?
I'm ready for this. This is all I want.
Don't it up.
I'm not gonna it up. Yeah, this is where I thrive, boys. This is what I've wanted. This is our last shot. And I have a ferocious attitude that I will not fail.
4 miners were chosen to hunt for rubies in Fiskenesset. Their success or failure would decide the future of the entire team. After spending nearly 2 months in Storo, the miners had burned through all their resources and all their time and had nothing to show for it. But they had one last day to do the impossible. The miners headed to the remote island of Fiskenesset. They knew that winter was coming fast. But as they approached their location, they realized it had already arrived.
That's the ice cap right there.
Ice.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my God.
I don't know what the hell we're gonna do.
The miners' excitement at the prospect of rubies was instantly overpowered by the reality of their situation. The ground was covered in snow.
Holy hell. Look at this snow. This is freaking unbelievable.
As the men set foot on the frozen ground, they realized Greenland's frigid welcome had set a daunting task before them.
All right, guys. This is the zone right here.
We put it all on the line to get to this spot right here, and we don't have a second chance. This is it.
This place is everything to us right now. No matter what we're up against, we have to overcome it.
Snow is beautiful and all that, and I love it as much as the next guy, but this is killing us. You know, this would all be exposed. It'd be so much easier to see. Nothing. Have a stupid broom to push snow off of the rock just to find out I'm in the wrong spot. I'm getting wet, I'm getting pissed, and we're running out of time.
The team worked frantically, but the snow continued to be their enemy.
Once again, Greenland is gonna bust our. She's letting us know that she's the boss.
I'm not seeing them. They should be peppered throughout this stuff.
Time was running out. No signs of the elusive rubies. Greenland had led the miners to this moment, and she held their fate in her hands.
It's pretty, but no rubies in that stuff. This is a do or die situation right now.
It's the right rock that we're gonna find it in, but I'm not seeing it.
Being out here, I feel like there's added pressure on me because I need to prove something to them so they know who America is.
You seen anything, Josh?
More of the same, Eric.
Rubies!
Yeah?
Yes, sir!
No way.
All in here. Rubies!
Holy are you kidding? They're right here! Josh!
Yo, look at this. Look at this. This is it.
No way.
Yes.
No way.
They're just right there. You fall right in your hand. There's no way. It can't be. Rubies. Have I earned my keep yet?
This is impossible.
Oh, I'm not even cold anymore.
Good job.
It's all worth it.
Eric, look. They start right here. Look at them. Look. Greenland finally let us succeed. After 7 weeks of
Oh, my
Look at
goodness.
the colors in them.
Those are the nice wine-colored ones.
Oh my
Yes,
God.
sir.
She finally let us get what we're looking for.
Ready on 3. 1, 2, 3.
That tasted good.
The first day we landed, when we landed in Greenland, it's owned us. Oh my God. But today, we won. This is our moment.
My career spans 35 years, and this is it. This is the best find I've ever made. I felt like I was on top of the world at that point.
America. Are you kidding me? Thank God, because I had hell to pay if you didn't find freaking what we're looking for.
I told you, just get me out here. I think the best part of this whole experience is, once again, I came into this as the underdog. You know, I didn't know prospecting, and I've succeeded. I'm the reason we're coming back here next year.
After 2 grueling months, at the 11th hour, the miners found their destiny. Greenland finally gave them a taste of victory.
We can go home with a smile on our face, knowing we have a world-class deposit of rubies and sapphires to come back to next year.
Greenland has taught me in the last 8 weeks that I still have what it takes to survive in the outdoors. And I believe we've all been very lucky to survive a lot of that.
I've learned that I can push myself farther and further than I thought I could. These are the ashes of my friend Kevin, who was a miner all of his life, and he was retimbering a bad section, and the back gave way, and it killed him. In Greenland, nature always rules. These waters are going to travel miles and miles and miles south and east and around the world. So to me, it's good to have him here.
Just thinking about leaving Greenland, it's just going to yank my heart out of my chest. It's tough. It's going to really hurt.